What's up, guys? Welcome to Sexin and Flexin Saturday. We got my co-host Levi, we got Billy for Mutation Creation, and we got Alex from Chromaflux Reptile. What's up?
Welcome
How you
in.
doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Tired but good.
Right? I'm
Every
exhausted.
other day.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, David. Sorry.
All right. We'll go Alex and then Billy, or Billy then Alex. It
Don't matter.
dealer's choice. Oh. So Alex, introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do?
I'm Chromaflux Reptiles. I work for Billy, and I breed ball pythons and tegus. And yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Tired. I worked all day.
Fair enough. All right, Billy. I mean, you come with a legendary status, but introduce yourself, and if you wouldn't mind touching on some of the things that you've done to make this and a lot of what we do possible.
Well, Billy from Mutation Creation, ball pythons. I've worked with a few species back in the day, but sort of pushed them all off to get right into ball pythons, and best thing I've done. And now I get to pick up a few little species here and there as pets. I might breed them down the road or something. I've got some boas that will probably be breeding next year. And that's about it.
Okay. Now, hold on. Now you done drawn my whole interest to – I just lost my entire train of thought. All I heard was boa.
Yeah.
What you got cooking up in the boa game? This is I wasn't aware of this.
Yeah, so I've got I got 5 or 6 females. No males yet. I'll be picking them up, this year and soon. Alex has one also that's there, and Austin has one also. So we're gonna, I guess, do breeding pairings and plans or what have you. I've got a VPI Anery. I've got a VPI Motley Anery. The very, very black. That's what we call midnight. I've got a VPI. Sorry, no, I wish. I've got the. I was gonna say I got a VPI Superfire. No, it's just a Superfire. So an all white with some black flecking. She has a little bit of an attitude, but way better than when she was younger. I also have a blood dragon. Not a blood dragon. A red dragon. So a albino blood.
And want to talk about that one's attitude?
Yeah. I mean,
that one's spicy.
And then the other one I keep forgetting. It's really cool. It's like peach and purple and orange and brown. That's the latest one I've got. I got her like a year or so ago. I gotta start, getting the boa stuff down. But I really like the VPI stuff. I love the VPI stuff. So everything moving forward, if I am going to have some litters, it's definitely going to be visual VPI and some other stuff. And, I know that you can't breed boas like ball python. So, one male is going to go to one female. And I might do them every other year, give one a break. So it gives me different animals to put, because when I was looking, the very first one that's ready is the Anery Motley. IMG Anery Motley. And I'm sitting there trying to look. I'm like, wow, that's awesome. Oh, shit, there's Motley in it. I can't use that because Motley to Motley apparently is not a good thing to do. So, and I'm sitting there going, wow, I love this one. What is that? Oh, shit, it has Motley, or this. So I'm trying to find something, and it's going to be a long game, but I wouldn't mind getting like an IMG, VPI Xanthic, something, something powerful to put, because I just don't want to breed them to make just regular stuff. I want to make, even if it's projects for, years down the road, I'm in no rush.
Absolutely.
But I'm learning a lot, right? Like I'm still learning. Like I know hypo in boa is not recessive like it is in ball pythons, and I kept calling them clutches. Like, I can't wait to get a clutch. Litter, Billy, litter. Oh, fuck yeah, litter. Okay, so I'm learning.
That's funny.
But it's coming.
the boa community gets pretty offended about that kind of shit. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, I get it, right? But I mean, it's when you're 20 years of doing something and so used to saying it, right? And then you go to something new and it's a little different, They still have babies. They just don't come out. They come out live instead of in an egg, to incubate. So it's just, getting the lingo down and learning, but I'm not in a rush, taking my time. And I'm not as enjoying it as much as I should be, because we're just really busy, so much going on. And it's always something to do where I should be at least taking, an hour or so to handle some and do different things and, start, looking at different things to do and get more involved in the boa community, slowly, instead of just saying, I'll do it next week. I'll do it next week. And 6 months later, it's like, oh, fuck, I'll do it next month. And, that's next year. So it's stressful, but they're just awesome animals. I mean, all the reptiles and stuff, it's just, they're fascinating and they're amazing. And I love them all.
That's awesome. I had no idea you had your hand in the boa game, man. Welcome in, and it's incredible to be in, man. There's so many new genetics, getting into the VPI stuff. Like it, you're right. It's insanity. It's cool that you're working with the IMGs right off the rip too.
Yeah, they're just awesome. Like I saw IMGs like a long time ago, and I couldn't understand them because when they're babies, they're not colored up. They're just like cool looking boas, I guess, no biggie. And then like a buddy of mine said, oh, look at this thing a couple years later. I'm like, what the fuck is that? That's that same one. I'm like, what? It's like, yeah, the way they transition and color up, it's just phenomenal. So
absolutely, man. So oh man, that's tough. That was unexpected. I didn't know that you were working with boas. That's so cool.
Yeah.
My heart's with the boas and the colubrids. Ultimately, I invested in boas pretty heavily for my own personal stuff. But you said one of them has like a pretty gnarly attitude.
Yeah, the super fight.
Yeah. But her and the red dragon are pretty nasty.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit of
Getting it has had it for
quite a lot. And now it's not so much. So I think if we get back into that routine, I think they'll calm down a little.
But the IMG Motley Annery is the sweetest girl. Like her and my Moonglow are just super, super chill, big girls ready to breed.
Yeah. They're just, they're puppy dog tame, which is awesome.
Awesome. How old are the two that have an attitude?
I'd say 3 years old. They're about 3.
Okay. So they're just butt heads. Boas go through a stage throughout their life where they hit what they call the teenage years, where out of like nowhere they just have an attitude and they're super defensive and super bitey, and it goes away just almost the same way it came in overnight with age. That's why I asked. Hold on, Alex, you have a Moonglow on top of everything else. You guys are going to throw a Moonglow in there?
Well, I have a Moonglow, and that's ready to breed. I've had her since I don't know. She was probably about a year old when I got her, and she wasn't doing super well when I got her, and now she's like 4, and she's fantastic now. Great size. She's Cal, which is unfortunate, but I would have rather go into Sharp. Not unfortunate. That's the wrong term. I would have rather have gone into Sharp, but she is the sweetest girl, and I do love her as a pet. And I thought about breeding her, and I was like, not too sure. I really want to go into a litter. But with Billy doing a few boas, I kind of figured may as well toss her into the combination. I do have a small girl who is she's a hypo. She's 66% double het leopard sterling, but she has the head stamp of the leopard, and she has a really, really reduced pattern like sterling, so it looks like she'll prove out. So that I'm kind of excited for in the future, but she is super small right now. Like she's only, she's tiny. She's only a couple of feet. I think she's 2 feet long right now.
That's the funnest phase of them. They're handleable, and if they have an attitude, they're not too bad to deal with.
They're not too bad.
She's not too bad. She's got her days where, you know, like you look at her and she's got her mouth open at you, but apart from that, she's usually pretty good.
That's awesome.
So she was a super big drama queen. When I first got her, she was supposed to be a male, probed out to be female, and great surprise for me, right? And I think it was her second day with me, and I tried to take her out. All I did was touch her on the side of her body, and she tried to regurgitate a 4-day-old meal.
Oh, wow.
Like, we're talking about head up, slime coming out of her mouth. Super dramatic about it. So I left her alone. But no, that was when I first got her almost a year ago.
Oh, she was throwing a tantrum.
Very much so. She's very dramatic.
Yeah, I don't have any dramatic boas.
Oh,
Feisty,
hang on.
Dramatic.
Feisty, I would still call
That's not dramatic.
one or two things dramatic.
But yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes, and you know, it's something new for me. But yeah, it'll always be ball pythons for me.
No, I get it. That's a lot of people. I'm like the one odd one out. Like I appreciate ball pythons. I respect them. I run my mouth a little bit too much about them.
He does.
Shut up, Chris.
Sorry,
they're
my dog is stuck. One second. My dog's 13 years old, and she's half deaf, and she can't jump off of things anymore, and she's stuck on top of a chair. One second.
But I mean, I'm sure you'll be one to. Sorry, my allergies are going crazy, so my voice is going out. You'll be one to back this. The ball. I argue the ball pythons are the pillar. Like at the very core of everything that holds up this industry, and also trailblazes at the same time are ball pythons. I mean, the innovation that happens every day, the progress that ball pythons take, all the other species follow suit. Yeah. Where you guys have this multitude of genetics. We'll use the boas, close to both of us at this point, as an example. They're just getting started as far as like this big pool of genetics goes. And ball pythons is an ocean as compared to like a backyard pool for boas, most of the colubrids. I mean, boas just found pied. I don't know if you know about. Have you seen that yet?
Yep.
Like it just happened, and we're what, some odd years into the huge boas becoming bigger, and they just have pieds, and pieds is one of the OGs of the ball python game.
One of the originals, that's for sure. It's definitely something to even to this day people look at that are new, and they're like, wow, it still blows them away, you know. And yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff to do with all species, and you know, ball pythons, you know, over the last, say, 20 years, you've seen how the industry's changed, how people's you know, breeding plans or thoughts, and then turning it into so more like a small business than just a hobby, and that, or big business. So all these other, you know, boas, mutations, and everything else down the road with these other species, we can look at that and sort of say, okay, well, look how the ball python, look how they're doing it, and look at the long game. And, you know, it's something where you can sort of follow what we've done and see the mistakes we've made, or, you know, just have some sort of like a guideline to sort of follow or not follow.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. So you used the key word in there, mistakes. What are some of the trials and tribulations that you've faced in the last 2 decades doing this?
There's lots. I think right now, I think the biggest thing that I'm having issues with is time management. There's always something to do, and we never have enough time to do it. And we try to go and attack this, what we're going to do, and then something comes up, or we have to deal with something else. And it's just, time management is something that I'm bad with, especially when it comes to like say sales or people. Alex has sort of done all my stuff now for my Canadian sales and helping me with listing animals. And it's like people will ask, hey, can I get a list? Yeah, give me, I'll get it out to you by the weekend. And, the week after, they're like, hey man, I didn't get that list. It's like, yeah, I'll work on it. And to me, I got to get that sort of under control a little, because right now it's dealing with the Patreon, helping people that way. It's getting the animals, making sure they're all fed, cutting the clutches, doing YouTube, just the whole making sure money's coming in, and dealing with this, paying bills, and dealing with that part of it. And of course, my sales is sort of the last, because I could have all concentrate on the sales and not do everything else. And next thing it's like, wow, I did great with sales, but now my animals aren't getting fed or cleaned, or we're not doing this or we're not doing that. And then sales will be great for the first year, but then when everything doesn't work, and my breedings aren't working because I didn't pair them in time, or I didn't ultrasound them, or I didn't feed them, or we're not cleaning and they got sick or stressed out or whatever, now that's going to hurt you in the long run. So the way I look at it is, the last thing I do is sales. Everything else comes first. But I shouldn't run my business doing everything but pushing some stuff to the side. But at least if I have to choose, I think I'm doing things the right way. But I shouldn't have that suffering, because I know people want to buy animals from me. And you know what I hate? When I see a message, I can finally look at a message, and I look, it's like from 3 days ago. It's usually a Thursday or Friday night, so I'll look at it Sunday night or Monday, when it's sort of it's sort of just into the new week, the grind. Oh, let me look. Oh shit, hey, sorry for the late, blah blah blah. Yeah, I can do this ship. Oh, sorry, Billy, I bought a snake yesterday or 2 days ago, I didn't hear from you. Like, fuck. So it sucks, because I want to put my animals into other people's collections, and I would like people to say, hey, I got a snake from Billy at Mutation Creation, and it's something I got to work on. But that's something currently. So anyone out there listening that wants to get really, really big, and I want to do this and I do this, slow down a little, and it's a lot. It really is. I'm sort of slowing back a little, and doing things a little differently. But in the past, I would say I wasn't really in a rush to get big, but I was in a rush to get everything I could. And you still see people like that now, because now there's so many genes and combos and directions that people can go to, or head towards or choose, where back then it wasn't as big. There was cool shit and cool genes, but there was no monsoon, there was no sunset, there was no puzzle, there was no this, there was no that, So now it's just like people coming in, and it's like where do I go? And and people ask me all the time.
It's in the candy shop.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And what I used to do is I used to go, and I would go, and I would say, oh, let me get some of this, let me get that. Oh, what's this gene? Let me try to get some of that. And I would just go crazy. And then I'd have all this stuff, and I'd be going, why do I have this? Why did I get, what am I going to do with this? I don't even have a female to go to it. Oh, maybe do this. And I would find myself saying, well, shit, I've got some of this, but what am I going to do with it? And, oh, I can do this. Oh, I can't, because that's supposed to go to that. And next thing you know, I'm pulling, a project, say like my yellow belly stuff back in the day. I was pulling that stuff out from my freeway stuff when it was hot to put into yellow belly, into pied, and into clown. And it was like, well, shit, I'm making my freeway stuff weaker to sort of facilitate some other stuff. And, I think the best thing is to be concentrated more on projects that are working or strong, instead of having like, a bit of this, a bit of that, a bit of this, a bit of that. Because at one point you're going to sit there and go, what am I doing with this? And then you're sitting there, nah, I've already done that. Nah, they're not much, and it's stressful. So, there's so many different things you'll make mistakes on. Another thing too is people ask, and I can't really give the answer because I still don't have the number. Is how much do you hold back? How much do you sell? It's a tough one because sometimes I've held back too many and I should have sold some off to get into other projects. And sometimes I've sold too many. I'm like, fuck, why did I sell all those? I should have kept 2 more. It's a struggle, right?
It's a balancing
Absolutely.
act.
100%. And every year should be different. You shouldn't have the same game plan year after year after year. You should change, like one year I'll make a bunch of pied stuff, then next year I'll make a bunch of clown stuff. And then, the year after I'll do a bunch of double hets and triple hets, or some I'll do a little bit of each instead of just pied to pied, clown to clown. You want to sort of have a nice variety, because if you're not holding stuff or planning for the future, when the future comes, you're going to be left behind.
That's true.
Well, that's it. I mean, you've got some crazy stuff in the works with triple het, quad het.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Things like that nobody really looks at in the holdback room. Nobody wants to look at a quad het, right? Because it's nothing crazy to look at. But what it's going to create is going to be out of this world.
Yep. And it's funny because, I have stuff like I got 2 3-gene clown double het enhancer genetic stripes. And I don't even know what I'm doing with those down the road. But when you have stuff like that, you'll find a way because I'm still working in the project. Making a lot of double and triple hets for the future. And I really want to make stuff that sort of isn't so random. It's not where a lot of people are making it. There's only a few. And I really want to set myself, better in some of the stuff that I produce. And it's the long game, like Alex said, triples and quads. And even just because you have those doesn't mean you're hitting them. You're still chasing the high ass odds. But what if you're not playing the game? Like people are like, oh, I can't wait to win the lottery. Do you play? No. Well, how the fuck are you gonna win if you don't play? You gotta buy a ticket. Doesn't mean you're gonna win, but you gotta fucking buy a ticket. You know what I mean? And same thing with this. These snakes are like a lottery. If you're a triple het or a quad het to a quad het, in order to hit that triple or quad het, man, you're talking. It could take you 3 to 5 years, and then trying to hit that one male, you might just hit females, but it's a tough game, but it's enjoyable. It's fun. And I think that if we could crash and hit the odds every single clutch, we'd be fucking bored, Oh, I hit another fucking Desert Ghost Clown Pied Ultramel Orange Dream Enchi Yellow Belly. Fuck, I mean, it'd be, you want to chase it, right?
Right, though.
Or hitting it.
It was gambling. Ultimately, what this is gambling. You're gambling odds. You're gambling. If you want to do a pie to a pie, then you know what your odds are. You know what you're hitting. You're playing it safe, but you also know what your price range is, or what you're selling for, or what's coming out.
And
you're not gonna
supply. You know the supply of those animals are going to be a lot higher, and the demand won't be compared to the other stuff. So you know, but I mean it's fun, But if we're crashing stuff and hitting stuff like that, and then it's like, wow, look what I made. Then you go on Instagram and 30 other people did the same thing. Fuck, it'd be boring, right? Like you got pride when someone's like, wow, did you see that triple? Wow, that's probably worth 20, 30K. Fucking good for him. It's rare. Yeah. It's awesome. If everyone was making those every other fucking week, it'd be like, oh, another one? And then people's attitude would be like, oh, I'm not going to get into that project because everybody's in it. I'm like, oh my God. You hear that all the time. Oh, I'm not going to get into Clown Pied or I'm not going to get into like DG Clown because everybody's into it. And, tell me that the supply is there for the demand. It's not, So it's a great industry. It's fun. I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly changing. I'm trying to be, learn more and breed better. There's all the innovations that are coming out, the better equipment and stuff. it's awesome. It's in 5 to 10 years, it's going to be mind blowing what is available or what people have come up with, and it's exciting for everyone.
Absolutely. So, curious, where are you with the quads?
Okay, so
you touched on it. So
yeah, I've done a lot of triple. I just did a triple visual to a triple head. I have 5 breeding size male triple visual recessives. So I'm strong that way. I do not own a quad yet, a quad visual. Quad hets, I would say quad hets, I probably got about 30. Most of them are combos. I've got a lot of, double visual hets, visual double hets, visual triple hets, and combos. But you don't want to sit there and make, everything, triple quad hets, because it's such a long game. And I like to think of it still as a project, I don't want to have 40, triple het DG clown pies, I want to have some of those. I want to have some combos. I want to have some clown double hets. I want to have some DG double hets with some combos. You want to attack it at a bunch of different angles. I wouldn't go out and make triple hets and quad hets to just normals. You want to, you got to sacrifice some gold.
Also, there are some people who are in the industry who don't actually like recessives, who don't want to work in recessives, who want to work in codoms and don't want to go into long-term games either. They want to see the there and now. They don't want to have the possibilities. They don't want to hit the 66% or the 50% either.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is they're the ones that whine and get out 2 years later because they're not making any money. Nobody wants to buy.
Not always for generalizing here.
I am, but I mean, I get enough people messaging me and asking me, how come I'm not making money? How come my stuff isn't selling? And the market, and I can really say this, if you're not really in the recessive game, visual, double visual, double visuals is going to be the next common. Like it's going to be triples and quads. And, I don't even want to buy an animal if it's not visual recessive or a crazy ass visual het. That's where the market's going. That's where everyone's, and you think about the amount of people that are getting into this industry, man, right now, like the last few years, just use Dreamsicle or say Clown Pied. 5 years ago, 6, 7, 8,000. Now they're down, and there was probably 5 to 10 to choose from in a year. Now there's 50 to 100 to choose from, and now they're down to 2,000. Clown Pies were around 3.5, but they're still holding value. In 5 years from now, that's going to be the $1,000, $1,200 snake. And, everyone is going to be making them. It's going to be the new, what's a common, the new super orange, dream enchy yellow belly, or the calico asphalt, something, a nice animal. They're going to be common in 3 to 5 years. So if you're going to sit there and make, I think the whole industry is going recessive, the long-term game, unless you're breeding for pets. But what I see is people don't want to invest in the long game. They don't want to buy higher end animals. And then when they're putting in the same work as someone that does, they see this guy making crazy shit, getting big dollars. Their collection keeps exponentially growing at a higher pace. And this person gets left in the dust wondering why his animals aren't selling and he's not making any money, because they're putting in the same amount of work, but they're producing $500 animals where the same guy is putting in the same amount of work, time, money, everything's exact, but he's making $5,000 and $10,000 animals that are selling. It's a mindset where you're at. You want to work and get the same sort of benefit as someone else, putting in the same work, same space, same amount of care and food. And if somebody goes in there and you know, buys $300 snakes and breeds them, great. Just don't complain when you have a bunch of $100 snakes to sell, and you got to have, you know, a lot of sales in order to make money.
Wow.
You know, people that are investing $5,000, $10,000 a snake and breeding it to another $5,000 or $10,000 snakes and gets a $25,000 clutch. These people that have 20 or 30 clutches can't even make 25 grand. And this guy does it with one clutch. The difference is they invested their money into their business and into the proper genetics and animals, doing the same amount of work or even less. So, you know, you can do whatever you want in this industry. You don't have to be a big breeder. I have a customer that never breeds. He buys animals like high end just to have, and he only buys males. And he's awesome. And I'm like, that'll change. It's fucking 6 years. He's never bred. You know, it's crazy. You know, but that's what their mission is. That's their success. That's what they want to do. There's nothing wrong with it. But don't complain that you're not making high-end animals when you don't have high-end animals to start. You got to invest in the business and into the animals. You know.
Sorry, guys. I'll be right back. My dog has to go outside, and I have to carry her down the stairs.
Okay.
Stop laughing. It's not funny.
Who's laughing, Billy?
Yes.
Probably.
We both laugh. It's okay.
But yeah, that's the thing. Like, you know, this industry is awesome. But people don't want to invest in themselves or in their business. They don't want to put the time and work in and feeding and breeding, you know, and they wonder why they're left behind. It's not, you know, you did that to yourself. It really is. Now, some people can't go and spend $5,000 and $10,000 a snake. I get it. But it doesn't mean you can't still do it and love this. You just, it's going to take you a little longer. You know, I didn't start off with fucking killer shit. I started off with stuff that couldn't even breed. I was doing it all wrong. And, you know, I couldn't go watch a YouTube video how to breed. Like, it was none of that shit. There was no social media. And everybody around my area that I talked to, they would tell you shit to screw your season up. Because in a small little market before social media, I only knew 30 or 40 people doing this. And when you found it, oh my God, you breed ball pythons too? Oh my God, I got a new person in ball pythons. It's not like now where I can go online and have 300 people to talk to. It's so super cool. Totally different.
You know, I was going to ask you, as one of you're perceived, and I would stand behind the perception, you're one of the pioneers for our generation. What was it like 20 years ago? You know, because you hear it's cutthroat, you hear, you know, yeah, people sabotaging each other.
Not only that, the mindset, you know, you went and you bought the most expensive, hottest new animal. Like when bamboo came out at like 10 or 15K and GHI, you bought one and you bred it to fucking everything you could to make as many as you could to get 6 or 7 the next year and just fucking cash in. And then you took the extra money. Let me buy a banana for 20 grand and breed the shit out of that. And it was nothing long term. It was like, what can I buy now to breed now, to make money now, to put it into the next best thing? Everyone did that. And there was no, what can I make now that'll be fucking amazing to breed in 3 years? We didn't think of that. You know, look at the last 3 to 4 or 5 years. Triple hets, quad hets. Like, the way we're hitting them now is because people started in 15 and 14 and 16 saying, hey, you know what? There's a longer game than this. Like, let's start breeding and making stuff for the future. And then when the future comes, you breed it and you hit the odds. And it's amazing where we're at right now. You go back 10 years, hitting a double recessive was like, oh my God, you hit one of those. Wow, that's insane. You know, it's a total different game.
Okay. So those are the people the ones that get out of the game nowadays want to be. They're just quick, sell them, you know, make something crazy, sell it, try to make your money back and move on to the next.
You can do well like that. But if your animal doesn't produce, you don't hit the odds, you're not setting yourself up for success. It's short term. You know, it's the long term game that is. And when I say long term, 3 to 5 years. You know, and it's not really a long because it flies. like 2022 is almost gone. I'm like, what the fuck? It's holy shit. It's almost done. We're 2 months away and it's done. Like, what the fuck? It's gone. Like, how? It is mind blowing. So, you know, time flies, especially if you're enjoying it and you're seeing them grow up and stuff. It's you know, it's better to put yourself in the long-term game. And just say, for example, shit hits the fan, you know, because I'm dealing with a person now that, you know, has some medical, you know, problems. And, you know, unfortunately they had to get out. It's just not that they wanted to. The stuff that they have in the collection is mind-blowing, like insane. Like, I'm fucking stoked about it. And
I think
you know,
we're all stoked about it.
and looking at it, it's just like, how the fuck does he have this? What the fuck? Wow. Like, it's mind blowing. And it's like, there hardly is anything I even want to sell. And there's some stuff that I put up for sale on my Patreon, and people like, holy fuck, this is what you're selling? I can't believe, you know, if this is the shit you're selling, I'm afraid to see what you're not selling. Like, it's just fucking next level. The problem is if people are doing this, you know, mediocre animals, and they buy something and they're just in for the now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, you know, I got a bunch of animals to sell. I got a pied, I got some clowns, I got a pastel yellow belly heck clown, like breeder. And it's mediocre stuff. It's stuff that I have or I don't need because I had that 4 years ago. You know, you invest in those animals and shit hits the fan. You know, you have to move out of the country. Life just hits you, or you just lose your passion. I mean, you know, the stuff that you have, if you just build a today or a now collection, you got to piece it off. No big breeder wants it. Hardly anyone wants it because we have that mentality. Was the better we have, the better we're going to have for the future. You know, this guy has like breeder fucking ultra male clowns, 3-gene visual recessive breeder males. I'm just like, what? You know, pastel Enchi yellow belly clown, triple head ultra male G stripe enhancer. What the fuck? Like, wow.
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't even have this shit. I'll fucking take it all. You know, I mean, it's maddening. Like, wow. And it's like, you can't not buy it because it's so amazing, because it's stuff that you want. Everybody, you'll never see that for sale for another 3-4 years. Wow. Big difference. And you know, compared to, I got a 3-gene het pied, a 5-gene het clown female. I got a yellow belly pied breeder male. You know, it's not going to fly out the door. You didn't build it enough to do well. And in order to keep those mediocre females that you keep sort of elevating yourself, you better be buying a big ass powerful male in order to up your game, because you cannot make a pied female. You cannot make a pied female any better by breeding it if you don't have a powerful fucking pied male. The only way is to up the genetics in the male. So you really need to invest in, the best way to get it, buy a bunch of females, power male, breed it, hold some stuff back, start investing in better females, selling off the other stuff. But eventually you need to have great females with greater males. You know, you can float, and I've done it back in the past. You get a bunch of pieds, you go buy a crazy $10,000 pied, you put it to those pieds, you hold back the 3-4 gene visual pied females, sell some of the other stuff off, upgrade the male for backup, you make some stuff that sells, reinvest into another project, you can do well. Not 5, 6, 7 years in a row, you can't. You know?
Like this year's out of, like, I haven't been doing this long, right? I've only been doing this for 3.5 years or so. And this year's, I've made the best stuff that I've produced before. And it's gorgeous. And the want to keep it is there. But at the same time, I don't even want to really hold it back, because I don't want to breed it in the future. I want to make better shit than that. So I'm like selling off everything that if it were last year or the year before or something, I would have died to have this.
Yeah, you fall in love with it, for sure.
You fall in love with it. You fall in love with the project. And then you go, no, like you change your mind entirely, and this isn't the direction you want to go in. You want to sell all of that, and then, you know what, put that money into one stronger animal in a different project, or in that project but more advanced.
And that's the thing. A lot of people don't really know or consider how much time it takes to invest in yourself in all these projects as well. So when it starts hitting them all at once, they start falling out because it feels like it's too much for them. And I say that's what Billy's saying too. So I mean,
yeah, there's so many ways to do this, and you know, I tell people the best thing to do is first have a plan. Because if you have money and no plan, you're just spending money. You're not guided. You don't have, you know, you need a plan. You get a plan and you figure out what genes work and sort of put that plan in motion. You always want to have 2, 3, I would say at least 3 or 4 females for each male in a group. Always get the male, you know, you hear this all the time, always get the male the second year. You know, you get the females, you raise them up, you know, 600, 700, you get a male, you know, the following year, they should be, you know, of size. That's pretty standard, but there's just, I see so many people doing it wrong, and you don't get that time back. And I've been there. I've made bad choices. I've done bad breedings, and it's like, oh shit. Oh, well, now I know I won't do that again. Well, when can I fix it? Oh yeah, 12 months from now. Damn, that's a long time. That's a long time to wait on a mistake. Or, you know, you didn't put a pairing together because you didn't realize it. And it's like, oh, that would have been so much better. I do that all the time. And, you know, it's really key to stay focused, have a plan. Then put the work in. Because if you have money and you buy shit, even if you have a plan, you don't put the work in, you don't ultrasound or know when to pair, feeding, learning those animals, keeping them healthy, and learning the genetics, you know, over that time while they're growing to know what to put together. You know, you need that. I would rather have somebody with a little budget that loves what they're doing, knows what they're doing, grows, understands, puts the work in, enjoys it, you know, because money will come. Or if it doesn't come, you know, when you breed, you make extra money and you keep growing more than you did before. If you do it right. There's some people that I know that spend a lot of money and they think that this $20,000 snake, that this I'm going to make crazy shit. And I'm like, no, you're not. You know, half of them are going to be fucking white, you know, like, you know, they're fucking expensive animals. But just because you got two $20,000 fucking animals doesn't mean you're going to make amazing shit. You know, this one's pied fucking lavender het fucking VPI exanthic. This one's hypo. Like, you're not even making fucking a visual recessive in the pairing. You know, oh, but it'll sell out. I don't know any motherfucker that's going to buy a fucking 3-4 gene, 6 fucking gene het. I wouldn't, especially a male. A female, yeah. You know, but it's nuts. You know, people.
No, that's the other thing too. That's the other thing too that we see, right? Is a lot of people who think that they're going to make this crazy combo and everything, and you see that they don't quite fully understand the genetics, or they don't fully see everything that they're putting into it. And you look at the combination that they're doing, they're going to wind up with white snakes, or at least a few of them are going to be completely white snakes, and you won't be able to tell them apart. You won't be able to tell what genetics are in there. It's
you know, I mean, it's a tough way with new people, because new people, there's a lot to learn, and there's stuff that I wish I could have time to watch. I mean, there's so many guys like that do podcasts, and you know, when Ozzy does one, I like watching Chris Eaton. There's some guests that MJ has. There's some other people that have some awesome podcasts or live streams with guests. And fuck, I usually watch them like if I'm driving to Montreal to drop off a snake order, or when I have some time, like months later. And some of the stuff I pick up, it's like, oh fuck, I wish I'd learned that a month ago. I just don't have the time. And that's because I'm too busy doing what I'm doing. But there's so many people out there that aren't as busy as me, but that aren't using that extra time to actually learn. I don't have to learn this now because I'm not breeding for another 2 years. Oh, I don't have to do social media now because I'm not even going to produce anything for 2 fucking years. It's a shitty attitude to have, because when 2
And
years,
the other thing too,
when 2 years come and you haven't done anything, no one knows who you are. No one knows your brand. No one knows anything. And guess what? Now you're going to fucking learn when you should have already known. Like, you have no experience and you have no knowledge because the last 2 years you just sit there. I'll do it in 2 years from now. And I get it, because I was like that. Wrong.
But another thing that we often see is people who will send a message to Mutation Creation, or they'll send a message to me where they're looking for the easy answers. They're not willing to put the work in when they're first starting off. They're not willing to look into things themselves. They're not willing to do their own research or try, or they're not willing to find a mentor, which, like, I think is super important. Anybody who knows me knows that I advocate this strongly, that when you're first starting off, you should do the grunt work. Find yourself a mentor. Go clean their collection. Like, put the time in, put the effort in to go learn the genetics from somebody who's actually doing it, and learn how to cut eggs, learn how to fix problems when snakes have umbilicals wrapped up, or knots, or kinks, things like that. You need to learn this stuff. And like, people will talk to you about, well, these are the animals that I have, what do you think I should breed? No, it's not what I think you should breed.
That's everybody
it's what
wants.
You want.
Yeah, everybody wants your advice on what to do when, I have 100 of my own snakes that I'm pairing, or 200 that I want. Alex has 40 or 50. Austin has 100 or 200. And they're always asking us what we want to do. Well, we're having our own. Me and Austin just started, doing the males in our 2023 breeding plan on Husbandry Pro. We just started putting in the males. We still haven't put in all the males. That's, we started Thursday. It's now Saturday, and we haven't got any more. But we have our own things that we have to think about. I don't want to sit there and get someone else's collection and tell them what to do for my taste. And that's the thing with Patreon. And they always ask me, what would you do? And I'm like, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I want to know what you want with your collection, and I will help you, but I say, you throw it together. Why did you buy these animals? Why, you bought this male to do something. Let me see what you're doing. Then I look at it and say, okay, you're making way too many of these. This little male ain't going to hit all 9 of these fucking females. Pick 5 for now, 3 for sure, 2 as backups. Take the other 4, put them somewhere else, because that male will not do all 9. You realize that every single clown you're making is going to have fucking pastel or red stripe in it. You want some diversity. Oh, hey, that's an awesome. These are awesome animals, but you're going to make a spot nose 5-gene clown pied, which might be all white. What do you mean all white? Spot nose pieds are white. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, now you do. Fucking change the pairing. So, it's something where you really got to look and learn what you're doing, and don't make the mistake before it happens.
And it's not just that. It's, we have no trouble helping anybody who is willing to help themselves, right? Like, if you are willing to put the time in, if you are willing to ask questions, but you're also willing to work, and we're not here to give you the answers. We're here to help guide, right? So if you ask, what would you do with this? And there's a few people who have sent me their collection lists, and they ask me, well, what would you do? And I tell them, you know what? I will take the time and I will write out what I would do with this. But before I send it to you, I want you to do the same thing. Yeah. I want you to write out what you would do. And then let me explain to you why I would make certain adjustments or certain choices instead. Let me, show me a pairing, and you know what? This gene might not work with this.
Yeah, I've done stuff like you just said. They send me, they ask me, I send it back what I would do. Oh, I don't want to make yellow belly banana pieds. Well, you asked me what the fuck I want to do, what I would do. I'm telling you, banana enchi to the yellow belly, banana enchi het pied to the banana yellow belly, or the yellow belly fucking het pied, and blah, blah. I don't want to make those. Well, you fucking asked me what to do. I'm telling you, but that's why it's so key. Is I don't want to tell you what to do, and Alex hit it on the head. You tell me what you want to do, and I'll look at it and see if there's any problems. You're making too much, or you know what? That's a good pairing, but this is a fucking better one. Oh my God, I didn't even see that. You know?
And the worst part is half the times, those people, they don't even get back to me. They don't want to make their own list.
Yep.
They want the answer. They want somebody to tell them what to do instead.
You know what the funny part is too? Hi, if I put my, calico orange dream Enchi to my yellow belly pied, what would I make? Fucking use a fucking calculator, motherfucker. Like, I'm not here to be your fucking, Google on demand. Type that shit in your fucking self. I get that all the time. Like, you really want me when there's all this fucking thing at your fingertips called Google, Morph Market. You can
I was going to say Morph Market.
Genetic calculator, World of Ball Pythons, if you still use that fucking thing. You can type it in instead of, you typed more letters into fucking the message to me than you would have if you put it into Google. Like, wow, I don't have time.
And I mean, like, I get it if somebody doesn't, I get it if somebody doesn't know the resource, but like Google's a resource for everybody, and Google will tell you where the morph calculator is, right? Like, super basic stuff. Somebody told me at one point that they want to get a pied and they want to get an orange ghost, and they want to pair them just to see what'll come out. It's like,
yeah, normal double heads all day long, like, every day, any day. So
you're not going to get anything else from that. Yeah.
I understand there's a lot of new people, and I was a newbie. I mean, I started fucking in my basement and wooden racks and I get it. I had a lot of questions and no one to answer them. So I do like to help people and guide them and do that, because I don't want to see them fail like I had to without any fucking resources. But not only is there, like I said, live streams, there's YouTube videos, there's Google, there's people's Patreons you can join. There's people that will mentor you. There's so much resources out there now that there's no fucking reason you should fail. There's reasons why you can fuck up, incubator issues, something goes wrong with a thermostat, you didn't feed properly or you didn't feed enough, you fed too much, you didn't pair at the right time, you got shitty odds, Mother Nature, a female reabsorbed, you got slugs. There's so many things. But for you to keep failing over and over, that's on you. Because look where the fuck I am with none of this resources. And I fucking lost animals. I lost years of time. I didn't know why my animals weren't fucking breeding. And I didn't know what I was doing. And then now that I know that I'm doing, I can do this fucking blindfolded, without even, it's so simple because I know what to do. And,
it's exactly like Billy said, we all start somewhere. Like, hell, Billy knows where I was 2 years ago. It wasn't a pretty place. And we all start somewhere, but we also get messages sometimes where like people will ask us a question and we don't have the time. Like I said, if you're not willing to put the work in, we can't do the work for you. And we have our own collections to do, just like Billy said. We have our own businesses to run and everything. And sometimes people just come off and, well, you're an asshole. You didn't respond to my message in 5 days.
With you, like, it's pretty crazy. Like, thanks for answering. Well, sorry, I didn't know I was obligated. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got people on my Patreon that I get back to them 2 or 3 days later. Hey, man, sorry to get back to you so late, because, but they understand because they know I'm busy. I mean, I put in so much time into everything I do, and there's not enough time in the day. And this time management thing is my biggest hurdle right now, to deal with. And once I figure it out, at least I can, when someone else, because I know there's tons of people out there like me that want to grow. And, it's like, fuck, Billy, how do you do it? I didn't do it well for years, but now I have something that's a little better, and this is what I'm doing. So that experience that I've had through getting from, A to where I am now, I can tell you the mistakes I made, tell you the things I did to fix it, or, the multiple ways I did it and fucked up until I found the right way. So I can just share my advice and what I've done and my experience to help you, or at least give you a proper way. And there's people that ask me questions or stuff. I'm like, I have no idea, but here's someone that might. But or I don't really know that. I can't answer that question. That's never happened to me, or I haven't really looked into that, or I've heard about it, but it's never, I don't have any experience or knowledge in that. I don't come off, or I don't want to come off like, oh, I know everything. And I'm still learning. I'm still enjoying stuff. I'm trying to find.
Oh, there's Tico.
Yeah, Tico's kicking around.
What kind of dog is that, Billy?
It's husky staff.
Oh, pretty dog.
It's a pretty dog.
What's up, big boy?
All right, so I got an interesting question for you. I don't know if you guys get this one a lot, but what's your guys' 5-year plan? Where are you guys in 5 years? If we could blast to the future 5 years from now and everything goes according to plan, where are you and what are you doing?
Go ahead. You go first.
You go. Your plan's better laid out than mine is. I'm working on your plan.
Okay, so yeah. So the way, I mean, it's tough, especially where I am now, because there's so much going on. But what I would recommend to anybody is do like a 5-year plan. Okay, this is where I want to be. I got into the industry. I've got 10 or 15 females. 2 are going to go this year, so I'm going to have some eggs, and this is what I'm doing. I'm learning. In 5 years, I'd like to have 100 breeder females. I'd like to have ARS racks or freedom breeder racks instead of the Malamine. I'd like to be instead of my basement or a spare room, I would like to be in the garage or having a separate building in the back or a facility. That's a 5-year or a 10-year goal. Put that shit down, because that's a direction you want to go. But then in between, this is where I want to go next year. This is what I want to do the year after. This is what I want to do the year after. And take those stairs. Like, I want to go to the fucking 10th floor. Okay, how you getting there? Oh, I don't know. I just want to go there. Well, fuck, you got to know that. You got to start walking up the stairs. Oh, I'm going to take the elevator up 2 floors and then walk. Like, you need a goal, and then you need steps that are achievable to get to that goal. And sometimes, you figure that goal that of year 2, you might get that in year 1. And then it might take you 3 years to get to that 3rd year goal. Like, it's not just, just think it and it comes. It's a lot of work. Producing animals, can set you back if you don't hit enough females or stuff to hold back, or males, you don't have good sales. That'll hinder your growth. But for me personally, I want to have at least 1, if not 2 facilities in Europe. I'm working on 1 by the end of the year. I've got 2 in the US right now. I want to have 5. I've got 2 in Canada. I'm working on 3, possibly 4. I've gotten involved in a rat breeding facility, which is huge. It's 15,000 square feet. It's probably going to be one of the biggest in Ontario, if not Canada. So I got a percentage in that. Husbandry Pro, it keeps growing. It's going to, newer levels. It's something that's just awesome. I've got my involvement in that over the last few years. I've got into commercial real estate. The next biggest thing for Mutation Creation is we're going to be buying our own building. I'll be moving from the one I just got moved into, in the next, say, 2 to 3 years. We're buying a building, and this is pretty cool. You walk into the front, and it's going to be like an entry, a store, like a ball python store, some of the other animals and things like that. And then you walk into the back, and it's going to be almost like I would say like a hospital, like 2 big double doors in 8 feet hallways, just nice and long. And then you walk down and you look to the left, and it's like, holy shit, there's a glass wall. You can look in. There's Mutation Creation.
That's awesome.
On the opposite side, there's, Austin's Royal Highness. You walk down the hall more, there's Lord of the Lions facility. You walk across the hall, there is Nasty Morphs. You walk down the hall more, there's Chris and Nick from the Reptile Ward. So I want to have like a big building with 5, 6, 7 facilities that are all identical under one roof. Everything's on its own system, and everyone has card access. One thing that we do a lot is breeding loans. So now we become this, 6 separate ball python breeders that work together to become one bigger one almost, and do things and grow and work and look after each other. The Go for Cocoa, which is the best coconut on the planet. I mean, I'll put it up against any product out there without a doubt. We're working on getting it into the U.S. We have U.S. agriculture looking at the product now to give it its thumbs up that we can enter into the U.S. with it. And we'll be coming in with Go for Cocoa in the 2 different sizes. And we'll be having distributors and getting that into the United States. I'm the distributor for North America. I've got it, and I'm working on getting it throughout Canada. It's been I've been using it for about a year and a half, and so getting into a bunch of different things, and then of course keep the ball python game moving with all my different facilities, because instead of keep growing the way I am and holding 300-400 fucking hatchlings back a year, Christ, I got to keep growing at a stupid pace. But if I can get 300-400 hatchlings and put 100 here, 100 to this place, 50 here, 100 there, they're doing the work. And, we split everything, so we're all growing together. Go for Cocoa is great. Thanks, Gerald. Baby. So.
Holy shit. That's a lot. That was awesome.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a lot more. Like I want to get into, you may see me in the shipping game. I want to get into a bunch of things in our industry that benefit, people. Mike Mobanks reached out to me. He's got his new line of incubators. They're fucking phenomenal. And, I'll be the distributor in Canada. So, I'm working on a bunch of different things and stuff like that. And, I just want to invest in this amazing industry. I just want to, inspire people. I want to make amazing snakes like I've done for 20 years. And if I make mistakes or I learn things to help people, I'm going to put it through Patreon and through YouTube and whatever I can. I mean, I people think this shit's easy. It can be if you do things right, but you need money, you need time, you need space, you need knowledge, you need dedication, and you need fucking passion. I mean, I don't know if you saw me. I was on Mike's, the herb collectors the other day, and they're talking about shipping snakes. Like, I see it all the time. Like, hi, my 60-gram snake was shipped to me and it's not eating. It hasn't eaten in 3 weeks, and the breeder won't fucking message me back. What do I do? When should I assist feed it? Like, what the fuck? Like, who's shipping a 60 fucking gram fucking ball python? Like, it's just, what? I fucking hate, like, I don't give a shit who you are. I don't give you the biggest breeder on the world. And if you're doing that, you know what? You can't afford to keep it in your rack and feed it for another fucking month. Like, wow. It's just horrible. I hate it. I don't like it. And you know what? If people don't fucking agree with me, I don't give a fuck. That's my opinion. I'll stand by it. I'll never change my mind. Don't like it. Unless you
or
that ships it. And you deal with that person for fucking 5 weeks every week because it's not eating, and you deal with them. But they don't. Fuck you. Bye. Click.
That's the other thing is people will then contact us or something. Go, oh well, you know what? The snake isn't eating. I just received it from so and so, or
they're not responding.
I just bought it.
We had like that.
The breeder's just like, see ya, bye. Like my transaction is done with you. That's it. That's all. No. We're supposed to be here to be able to support our product and be able to back up our stuff. No, I want to sell a fully established hatchling that's eating. And if it's not eating for you, I want to know why it's not eating for you. Yep. I want to be able to tell you, okay, this is how you fix that problem. Oh, you have it in an enclosure that's huge with no hides. Snake's not going to eat for you.
Yeah, but the thing is that's not our problem. I mean, we help because we get that. And I'm not going to sit there and go, oh, you didn't buy it from me? Fuck you. I mean, I've been on calls like that, and it's just like, even Catherine, Austin, like we pick up the phone and it's like, you know, I'm not going to sit there and go, hey, sorry, it didn't come from me, not my problem, bye. I mean, I know it's shitty, you know, but it shouldn't be our problem. It should be someone who bought it. If you're selling, I mean, who sold it. If you're selling, I know for a fact, if I ship animals at 60 fucking grams, I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm going to have 8 out of 10 people call me back on, hey, Billy, it's not eating. Hey, Billy, it didn't even make it on the fucking trip. Like, what have you? I know that. So why? I'm too fucking busy now to answer messages for people wanting to buy snakes. Do you think I want to put more fucking time and messages and phone calls on animals that I know are shitty fucking, you know, out of the egg, one meal, if that, and on a plane to someone in their new home? You know, and you know, a lot of these people are not having the big ARS fancy fucking racks, the heated or the perfect temperature room. So a lot of these animals, if they're not well established, I don't care who you are, you're not going to have a good experience. And one thing I tell people, it's like, think about it as a business. People do unboxings now. They're ecstatic to get a box or a new animal. Never mind from a big breeder. Hey man, I got a new boxing. I'm just leaving FedEx. In an hour, we're doing an unboxing from Mutation Creation. See you there, bam. And everyone tunes in. And it's like, here you go. Wow, I'm so excited. Opens up the box. And hi, oh my God, look at this little thing. Like, I'd be fucking embarrassed as Mutation Creation to ship a fucking 60-gram fucking, like, holy shit. I'd be embarrassed. I'm like, oh, there goes 40 customers. Like I'd be embarrassed as fuck. You know what? Grow the fucking thing, people.
So, all right, I'm big on this, man. So I support 100% of that. But let me ask you a God's honest question. If you know that breeder's name, why don't you check them? Why don't you say their name?
Because we don't even have time. Like we barely have time to get back to this person who's in a crisis, right? Because their animal isn't eating and it's about to die. So do we really have time to go babysit and handhold this breeder who obviously doesn't give a shit about their reputation?
Correct. So here's the thing.
Why not not tarnish the reputation, but like in these situations, right? If you knew that specific breeder did that.
So one, if I bought an animal from a big breeder and they ship me a 60-gram snake, I would call them up and say, what the fuck? Like, really, dude? Like, I would. I'd be like, you know what? Guess what? You know, if you know, I'll probably never buy another fucking snake from you. And, you know, I mean, I would give him my personal opinion because it affected me. Okay. But I also know people, because it happens to me. Hey, man, I got a snake. You know, can you ship it out? I'll pay it off this weekend. Well, you know what? It's not ready. It needs a few more meals. I can't make the fucking, you know, the October shipment, but it'll be ready. No, I want it shipped. I'm like, it's not ready to ship. Oh, but I'll pay it in full. Okay. I don't need the fucking money. Listen to what I'm saying. It is not ready to ship by my standards. So if you don't want to fucking wait, go buy somewhere else, because I'm not shipping you the snake because it needs some more meals. You can get it in 30 or 4 or 5 weeks from now when it's ready, where I feel for the animal safety and my well-being that it's there. But I know people who want it today. No, you know, So here's the thing. You don't know where these people, because, you know, when someone gets something on the raw end of a deal, they're not going to say, oh, yeah, I called so-and-so, and yeah, he sent this animal at 60 grams. But then if you call the guy, it's like, yeah, I can show you the emails. I sent it to them at 60 grams because I told them I wanted to ship it in a month, but they wanted it today. And they were saying that they're going to fucking, you know, not buy it or do this, you know. So I sent it to them because they were bugging me. There's two sides to every fucking story. I have too much time to be detective and find out, but I can go fucking nuts on experiences that I've had personally, and no one can fucking doubt it because it happened to me. I can show you paperwork. I can show you my fucking screen messages. I can show you the transaction. This is how it went down because I experienced it. So if I don't like a breeder for a certain reason and he's amazing to everybody else in the world, good for him. But he fucking pissed me off and he fucked me over. And that's not going to change because he helped and he's nice to 100 other people. You know, and that's what people got to realize. You know, I don't want to sit there and be detective and go, oh, did they really? Well, what was the whole story? I'm just sitting out going saying, hey guys, if you sell a fucking animal and ship it under 100 grams, I like to do it more, 120, 150, because they're really well established. If you are going to sell snakes under 100 grams and ship them, I think you're a piece of shit. That's it. You know, I really do. You know, you can't wait another fucking week or two, like, you know, and the people buying it. If you can't wait for the fucking breeder to feed it another month for free for your animal's fucking safety and health, because what are you doing? Breeding it tomorrow, you fucking piece of shit? No. For the animal. Like, I know, fucking believe me, I want something today. But guess what? If it's not for the good of the snake, I care about the, like, wow, so I want a snake at 60 grams. No, you know what? Oh, when is it ready? Cool. Let me know. Take your time. You let me know when it's ready to ship. And you can see the people, because I've messaged people too, like, hey man, you know, 5 out of your 7 snakes are ready to ship today or the next shipment in a couple of weeks. The other 2 that I really feel need a few more meals, I'll put them out at my cost, you know, on the next shipment. No problem, Billy. Whatever you feel, we trust your judgment. Those are people that give a fuck about their snakes, that care. You know what I mean? And that's who I like to work with, people like that. But, you know, these horror stories, you know, you don't know what was all behind it. They're not going to sit there and go, yeah, I told him to ship it and he told me no. And I said, fuck it, I want it now. They don't put all that shit in. So you don't know. But, you know, it's touch and go. But I'll tell you one thing. If I've had personal, you know, things happen to me, no one can take that away or change it, because it's what happened, you know? And that's how it is.
Also, there are some people, right, who will buy a snake who don't know what they're doing, and that snake doesn't eat, and that snake goes from being 120 grams to being 60 grams to having 2 layers of stuck shed on it. Do you think that person's going to call back the original breeder?
Yeah.
No. That person's going to go to somebody else and be like, oh, yeah, it hasn't eaten for me, or whatever their story is. But they're not going to take the blame on themselves for the most part either. They're not going to say, oh, yeah, I neglected this animal for the last 6 months. It hasn't eaten at all, and I let it get into 2 layers of stuck shed.
Yep.
They're going to go to somebody else and try to get answers and try to get help like that too. So it's like Billy said, we don't know the whole story. We don't know everything that's happening. And like I said before, we don't have time to go and track down everybody and be the morality police.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing is you know, I don't think all the blame is always on the seller. You know, it's the buyer also. I mean, you got to look at everything. It's and it's sad, but I mean, I think that you know, at least for me, or if I can tell anybody how to brand themselves, or you know, make themselves look good over the future, is I would be embarrassed as fuck to have someone do an unboxing and pull an animal out that looks like it just came out of a fucking egg. I'd be embarrassed. And most people, what, fuck, Billy ships snakes like that? Like, poor fuck, I don't want to buy one from. You know, it's bad publicity for you, 100%. I'd be embarrassed. Like when I see a post saying, yeah, I got an animal shipped 69 grams, it's not eating, I fucking cringe inside. I just want to punch somebody. I really do. It fucking makes me ill. And I don't want to ever be, or my company or anyone around me, a part of that, to say, oh, well, you know, Billy does that. Look at that. I'm like, I'd be embarrassed as fuck for my company, my reputation, my care of these. I would not put an animal at that kind of risk, you know? And there's hundreds of people, I wouldn't say hundreds, but 20, 30 people easy that would say, hey, yeah, Billy told me he couldn't ship my snake, or I got a couple now that were supposed to get shipped last month. They weren't ready, but now they're ready. So when they get them, they're going to be super fucking happy, compared to like, holy fuck, like, look at this thing. You know, if you can't wait for me to find out that it's properly and established and I feel it's good for the animal, I don't want your fucking money. Take it back, you know, because I don't need it that bad to put an animal at risk so that you're fucking happy to have it, to take pictures or do whatever the fuck you want with it. You know, if you can't wait, then buy somewhere else, you know, and if it, you know, and when you do buy somewhere else at 50, 60 grams and it doesn't eat and it doesn't thrive, that's on you. You fucked that up because you're just, your mindset's in the wrong place.
Okay. I love it. Straight
Right.
heat.
And it happens all
Everybody's
the time, though. That's what sucks. It's like, it's and these are breeders that should know better.
The comments are coming in, guys. Like everybody's like, "Amen, Billy."
But it's
But,
true,
like-
though. It's not like I'm sitting there like, oh my God, I never even thought about that. We all do. It's just, it's sad. People, people want to brand themselves and have some sort of, you should be proud of every snake that you sell to somebody. You should be proud of what you've created, and you want it to have the best life. And I don't want to send an animal that is not thriving to someone else, because if it can't thrive under my care, which I think I have the best setup ever, if I can't make it thrive and eat well in my place, why the fuck would I sell it to someone else? Like, because I know it's not going to thrive, and I know I'm going to get those phone calls that I don't even have time to answer. Why would I do that to myself and to someone else and put a snake at risk? It's fucking stupid. And if it isn't eating, it's not really costing you any money to keep the fucking thing until it does. It's a freeloader. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck. So
Absolutely.
it's not like, oh fuck, I gotta sell this thing. It's eating me out of house and home. It ain't fucking eating at all. It's not costing you nothing. It's pissing me off. But I don't want to have that on someone else. I want, hey Billy, I fucking got that animal in. I fed it frozen thawed. Fucking they all ate first time. Wow, fucking amazing. That's what I like, because it makes me feel good. I have animals that go out that are thriving. People love them. I got about 20, 30 people messaging me this year. Hey, Billy, I got eggs from your female. Hey, remember that? Oh, awesome. Wow. It's great. I love that shit, because those animals were sent. They thrived. They're doing what the person bought of them. The person's enjoying it. Like, wow, it's growing. Oh, I get to breed it. It's giving them excitement that I have. And it's one of the things that drives my passion is the things that we do with these snakes year after year after year. I don't want to have a snake where it's like, yeah, it's not eating, or yeah, it never bred for me in 7 years because it's only 200 grams still. And oh, fuck, and that person's telling 5 other people, and then they tell 5 other people. It's bad fucking business. It's smarter for you to keep a snake that isn't thriving in your facility, or sell it to someone as a pet, sell it to someone for food for another species or whatever, then put money in your pocket, give it to someone else, and have 40 people ruin your reputation because you needed fucking $200. Are you a fucking idiot? Like, come on. It's crazy.
Speaking of which, I'm super excited because the first hatchling that I ever bought from Billy, the first time that I met him a few years ago, is finally of size to breed. I'm starting to pair her next week, hopefully.
Which
Very
is cool.
excited.
That's awesome.
Yeah, remember the girls, Kayla and Miranda?
Yeah,
Blue
from
Jar,
Lucy Land and Blue Jar, right?
and Lucy Land, yeah. So Kayla mentioned said she had a female. I don't know. I think it was 6 or 8 eggs, but she had a female lay. She also had a male that finally locked. She bought like a 4-gene pied, like orange dream enchi, yellow belly, something pied, banana pied. And she's like, look, he's not a baby anymore. He's an adult, because she sent me a picture of it locked. Fucking amazing. Like, it's just awesome when people send you stuff like that. It's like, great. Because those animals, they're being enjoyed. The people are happy. They're doing what they're doing. And it's something that years to come, all the stuff that they make and do and have in their collection and sell off to other people is from an animal that I started with me. And there's no other feeling like it.
Yeah, those girls are going to be big too.
Yeah, and they're constantly learning. They're getting involved. They're, it's like anybody. It's you got to put the work in. You got to learn, and it's not always easy. And you should have enjoyment. And we always get to that time where we feel burnt out. Like, oh fuck, like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, and tomorrow becomes a week, and it's real and everywhere. Like, I'm sure some big breeders, sit there and go, fuck, I just need a day away. Like, You know what I mean? Like, I just need a break, or you know what, I'll do that tomorrow. I don't think everyone's so fucking perfect and everything's on schedule and everything gets done. You know, we all have our breaking point, or that time where it's like, hey, I just need to focus or zone out for a day or two, or let me go away for a weekend, or you know what, I'll get someone else to do it. And you know, I think all of us will go through that at a time, no matter how much we love it. I mean, it's just that's it, right? So,
so I have a question. Like, how could we fix that in this community, though?
You can't. You can give awareness. You can put it out there. You can show people different things to do things correct. It's up to the person, you know. You know how people are. Some people are money driven. Some people, you know, just and I've seen it back in the day. What year's that bamboo that I have? That pastel bamboo in the whole back room. She's a 16 or 15. The bongo.
I was gonna say there's no bamboo in the whole back room.
Right. Yeah, pastel bongo.
Yeah, she's a 16.
Yeah, and she's 1,000 grams, 1,100 grams.
Something like that. I mean, look at the orange stream calico. The ODYB calico. She's a 2018 and she's like 1,000 grams, maybe 800.
But where is she?
In the holdback room.
Right. Not in my for sale rack.
Rack two. No.
You know why she's still in my collection? Because
she doesn't eat well.
She doesn't eat well. So I keep it because one, it doesn't really cost me anything. And two, if I sold it, or here's something, and I people used to do this all the time because you used to catch them, you know. You'd see pairings they made, and all of a sudden it's like, well, fuck that. He made those animals 3 years ago, and he's selling it now as a 2021. Like, what the fuck? It's a 2018, you know? Because I'll tell you one thing. I have a pastel bongo. I paid back in 2016 like 4 or 5. It's stupid money. I never had a clutch. She's never made it into the breeding room. And you know what? I could have taken it in 2018 at 400 grams or whatever the hell she weighed, or even less, whatever it was. I could have put it and sold it for $3,000, saying it was 2020. Wow, look how big she is. Wow, she's fucking eating like a champ. Yeah. And I sold it because I changed the year from 16 to 18, and now it looks great. Oh, wow, that's a good eater. And then I basically compensate my pocket for an animal that's going to fucking not thrive or do shit for that person. So basically, I put money in my pocket to fuck someone over, to ruin what they're doing.
Or like the people who...
You know why? Because they're no good to me. They're no good to someone else. And my reputation is fucking better. I would rather have a snake sit there for life and never eat, or eat once in a while, never breed, than put it into someone else's collection and fuck their money over and fuck them over and give them a problem animal from Mutation Creation. Because
no, if anything, sell it as a pet and sell it to somebody who's aware of the issue.
100%.
Right? Like that's
but other people
so much better.
They want to fucking reimburse their pocket and fuck.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the same as some people who it's the people who fake having hets, right?
Oh,
people who have like a couple of combo animals and they go, oh yeah, you see those animals posted, right, as like 2 or 3 codom combo animals, and they don't sell. So these people then, like a few months later, 6 months later, they go and they add, oh, het clown or oh, it's het pied, even though like that's not what it was listed as 6 months ago. But that's what it takes to sell their freaking animal, because they don't want to be honest about it and they don't want to take the loss.
Mm-hmm.
It's disgusting what some people will do.
And that's the thing. You really got to work with people that, you know, you can trust. You know, I love have people over at my facility. People can come over, open tubs. I'll show them with the facility, how things are going. This is how we cut eggs. This is how we ultrasound. We open it up, you know, and show everything. And I like to show people what they could, you know, become if they wanted to. You know, well, oh, you got ARS over there and you got Freedom Breeder there. Which ones you like? Oh, I like these better. This is why. And I can show them, you know. So there's ways that I breed. There's ways that I do things. There's ways that we do cocoa. There's ways that we, you know, dump the water instead of having a sprayer to spray the cocoa. We dump the water and wipe the bowl and add new water. oh, that's all you have to do. It's like, yeah, how come you don't, when do you do full changes of the bedding? We don't. We do such a big spot clean, and always we're doing that, once or twice a week, that it's pretty much getting done all the time anyways. So this is what we do and works for us. So I like to show people the collection and what we do and how we do it, and different animals. Like, hey, here's a hatchling. Wow, it's beautiful. Yeah, but it doesn't stay beautiful. What do you mean? Look at the adult. Not the same thing. Yeah, I love being able to show people everything there, and educate them and motivate them, or put them on a different course, because a lot of people, when they see these beautiful hatchlings, wow, these are awesome. Oh, I can't wait. They buy them. And then 6 months later, it's like, fuck, they don't even want to look at them because, the color's gone, and, it's not what they wanted. So,
but at the same time, we're also finding stuff and showing people things. Oh, look at this animal then, and look at it now colored up. Yeah. And look at it now, the way it's developed down the road. It goes both ways on that.
Yep.
But he's right. Like there was a couple of pictures that we updated today in the animals that were for sale. And I'm like, oh, we took a picture of this animal like 4 months ago. It does not look like the same animal at all.
That's wild.
That is crazy. Damn. That was straight heat.
Yeah, no, I was just like,
I'm going to steal that spot cleaning.
Yeah, it works amazing.
It does what I find necessary, and it works for what we do.
And also, it keeps the animal comfortable because you retain the animal's scent, right? You know how every time you clean out your animal's enclosure and they go and they shit in it right away again, they're trying to get their scent back in there.
Yeah, or piss.
Like,
or
if you leave half the cocoa that's been in there and that's already scented by them, they're comfortable. They're going to keep eating. They feel at home. They feel like they're in their burrow. They feel like they're happy.
Here's something what we do too. I'll say it, and then Alex can answer it. Even from the FB5s, the very tiny ones, when we upgrade them to the ARS 10 series, okay, or if we take from the 10 series and move them up to the adult room, what do?
We fill it up with about 3/4 new cocoa, and then we take the remainder of the cocoa from their previous bin and we put it into their new bin, so that it still has their
scent. Unless it's
dirty,
marinated or pooped, or it's not nice, then we'll just give it fresh. But we like to take some of the old cocoa and put it on, so it has sort of like that scent. I don't know if it does anything, but it's definitely not hindered or stopped whatever. To me, it just makes sense where, hey, if I'm changing this tub to another tub and I'm going to put new fresh cocoa in, because the bigger tubs have bigger chunks of cocoa compared to the smaller cocoa that we use for the smaller tubs. We just get some, and we just sprinkle it from all over the front, the back, the side, the middle, or the middle and the back, and we just sprinkle it over the new tub. Put the snake in. They usually eat really well and stuff like that. So.
Oh, that's a good question.
What's the rack you go from 10 before the 40? Actually, it's so it's the 50 series, the 50-40. So, or actually, no, the 40 is the AR, the Freedom Breeder. So ARS is it's a 50 series tub, but it's a 40 series tub, or it's weird. ARS and Freedom Breeder is different. So one thing that I've done, especially with the males, I saw when I went with Freedom Breeder, they have, I think it's called the 11 series, 1133. It has 33 tubs, and I think it's the 11 series tub for Freedom Breeder, and they're shallow but taller. They have the big cup, and they're wider than the 10 series. And I use those for my breeder males because I like my breeder males in smaller tubs, and I keep them a lot smaller, and I feed them weans. And then when I saw this, I could use it for some of my bigger ones. But what I've also noticed too, and I love them for females that go from your 10 series when they're like 1,100 grams, you know, and you move them to the big 50 series or the 55 series or the 40 series, the big longer adult tubs. It's so big from going from that little tub to this bigger tub with the height and everything else. Some of them go off food, so then I got to move them back. So there's an intermediate tub, which is this 1133 that I use for my males. I love them for the females now because they go from the hatchling room into this other room, which is a little bit, you know, I mean, this other tub, which is a little bigger. And then once they do well there, they go to the big, the 40 series. But what's great is
like,
I've had one clutch and I got another one that's going to lay in those small tubs, which is awesome. Yeah. Yes, the 1133-20 series. That's it. I love those.
And then, of course, we also have the big ones too.
About Freedom Breeder. I love that.
I think Billy has, like, in his big bins, the, what is it, in the ARS, the 70 series, right? 30 series, yeah. I swear to God, Billy has some of the biggest pies I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're probably both. They're like 5,000-6,000 grams.
They're huge.
Yeah,
they're massive pies.
Even my spot nose, pet clown.
And the pastel ivory.
Like, oh yeah, my pastel ivories are a good 6,500. It's crazy.
Like,
they're monsters. Like they look big in the 70s.
They're boa girth.
Yeah, they're
is what they are.
I was gonna say, have you thought about putting them up against the BCIs that you own?
Yeah, I should. Like, they're big. Like,
oh wow.
I had a buddy
every 2 weeks also too. Remember that?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah,
okay.
I've been feeding every 2 weeks for about 4.5, 5 years.
Okay.
Best thing I've ever done.
That's I've taken a mental like that. I've switched it, and I've done this with every species I work with. I went from once a week, some are bi-weekly. The largest of my species are once a month.
Yep.
And I've noticed more activity from them. They're more apt to come out. They're more apt to move around. There's more energy to them. I've noticed they don't just sit in one spot for longer like they used to. Like, you can see the different like they used to have one impression on the substrate. Now that I've switched over to less feedings, they move around a lot more. You can see different impressions. You can see the tracks. Like, I feel like it's, the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
Especially with my reticulated.
Yeah, it's great. The animals, you know, in my opinion, their food response is better. You know, you hear all these myths like, oh, if she's not big and you don't feed her a lot, you're gonna have small clutches. No, because, you know, Alex said the same thing. It's like, these things need to eat more, man. They're huge. They're always hungry. I'm like, yeah, because that's a food response, you know, where before you never had a food response because they were always full. And you were worried. And what was your first 7 clutches?
No, I was worried about the younger ones, not the adults. I was worried about the sub-adults.
No, some of the bigger ones, you were like, they need more. They're hungry, you know. Like,
oh yeah, because I remember which ones.
What did they lay? How many?
Oh God, most of my clutches were between 9 and 12 eggs.
Oh damn!
Feeding every 2 weeks. Guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and small mediums, like not big mediums, like small mediums, like to the point where you don't even think they ate. Like it's all they need, guys. You know, I'm telling you. No. And you know what?
There were a couple of times where I went to Billy going, these mediums are small. These mediums are way too small. Yeah. Like, my girls are not full.
Yeah. You know, and you think in the wild, they're only getting like 15, 20 meals, if that, a year. But we want to fucking bang 52 meals in. It's not fucking healthy for them. It's not. But if that's what you want to do, like, you know, I just preach what I do. And it works for me. If people will feed every week, great. Well, that's awesome. You know, my animals are thriving. I don't have a 1,000-gram wall. You know, the 1,000-gram wall, don't have it. They go from hatchling to my adult room.
And they grow just as fast. That's the other thing that most people say. They grow slower. They take more time to grow. I have females that I weighed out and I was like, oh, they're not going to breed for another 4 to 6 months. They're only at around 1,200 grams. I just weighed them. Oh shit, she's at 1,600. Like, let's get her ultrasounded. Let's get her breeding.
Yeah, because the thing is when you feed weekly, it's basically 10 to 14 days for the digestive system of a ball python to digest a rat fully. So
all they're doing is putting on fat.
Yeah, so they're digesting, half the rodent and shitting it out because another one's coming in. So if you feed 4 times a month, and it's only getting 50, that's 50 is 1, 50 and 50 that's 2. Well, I feed once every 2 weeks, and they absorb all that at half the cost, half the stress. I'm not overworking, and there's so many things that happen to a ball python once they eat. Their heart enlarges almost double. Their insides and their intestines, I guess, twist to move so that the rat can pass. What is it? The veins, the blood. I forget what it's called. Anyway,
arteries?
Huh?
They're arteries?
No, not the arteries. I guess the blood goes thinner or thicker so that it slows down so that the body can concentrate. I've got to look that up. But there's
it's a whole digestion. Yeah.
There's so many changes that these animals go through, and they never recover because, they're in constant basic for their entire life feeding weekly. They're in full digestion mode from the minute you feed it to the day you stop feeding it.
And capillaries. And it's like Levi said, right? When we give them a chance to, digest and go through that, they're moving around more too. So they're getting a little bit more exercise. They're moving around more. They're burning off that, the nutrients and everything. They're not gaining all this fat around their arteries. A lot of ball pythons that wind up dying young. I have a 22-year-old that's breeding, and she's in perfect freaking health, and she never ate weekly. And she's amazing. She's still breeding to this day, and I don't even want to breed her. She just won't eat if I don't breed her. She's ridiculous. But she even like Billy got to see her last year, where I was like, I'm not going to breed her. She's just normal. She's 22 years old. I don't want to breed her anymore. And she went off of food, and she stopped moving around, and she stopped progressing until I put a male in with her. And then all of a sudden she was eating again. She was happy again, and she bred and had a perfectly healthy clutch. But if we don't give them that time to be able to burn off those nutrients, it's like us. We're going to sit there and we're going to, eat meal after meal, keep stuffing ourselves, and we're just going to gain fat instead of actually, taking in the nutrients. We're not burning it off. And a female doesn't need to eat every week these massive meals to be able to produce a clutch, to be able to have all of the nutrients to produce that clutch. You're overdoing it.
Yeah, and the thing is I've done things, and I just share what I do, and there's so many people. Oh, well, if I don't feed it every week, I'm not going to have big clutches. Oh, if I don't feed it every week, it'll never get the size to breed. Oh, this, oh, that. No, I'm telling you, I've been doing this for 4 years, and you know what? I don't hit that 1,000-gram wall because and people have tried this. And they're like, holy fuck, I've been doing this for 3-4 months. You're right. They do grow the same. I think they're actually growing more. The food response is insane. And it's true. They're more active. And, I can just share what I do. Austin feeds weekly. Sometimes he'll do 3-4 weeks and then take a week off. But, his collection's in my collection. I don't care what he does with his animals. Most people will continue to feed weekly. But why not try something different and see, like, holy shit. I can get the same results and know that it's healthier for the animal with less stress, less feed, less cost, less cleaning, and get the same results and know that it's healthier for the snake. Why not do it? And you know what? Some people will and some people won't. I like to do things and try and see how my snakes react. And if it's in a positive thing, why not keep doing it? And people can try, but the thing is, people, that won't work. Yeah, those are the same people that are like, I shouldn't buy a nice high-end animal, and because what, it probably won't get the size, or people are gonna, those people that won't try, they make
the same people. It's the same people who think they have to brumate their ball pythons still, and that there's only one breeding season in the year.
Yep. You know, that's the thing. People
Hold on, did you say Brew made a ball python?
Well, what they think is that you can only, you know, so there's still people, and I know because I talk to so many people that think that November, December, January, February, March is breeding season. Well, if I only bred for those 5 or 6 months, I would get probably 40% of my production. Most of my animals, you know, when they breed, March, April, May, June. That's when most of mine breed. So if I stop and don't breed then, I wouldn't have fucking the shit I had. I wouldn't have 200 plus clutches. I'd have 70. Wow. You know? And people that don't believe in ultrasounds. Oh, you don't need one. No, you don't. But I'll tell you one thing. If you had one, you'd be fucking way better off. Way better off. You wouldn't know. Oh, yeah, I wonder if she's gravid. I wonder if she's building. I wonder if she has eggs. Oh, I can fucking tell you in 2 seconds any one of those answers. Right. And it's funny because some of these guys that don't believe in ultrasounds have sold breeders. Oh, she's not going to go this year. They sell off a fucking animal. And then fucking 3 weeks later, Buddy's like, you remember that animal I just bought from Buddy? Yeah, I got fucking 7 eggs from her. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. You'll never get a breeder female from me full of fucking eggs. I'll tell you that. Before I fucking sell it. But no, you don't need an ultrasound. Well, you just lost a $30,000 clutch because you fucking don't need an ultrasound, moron. Jesus Christ, people. Oh, it's so crazy.
It's not just that. I don't understand why there are breeders, and this goes for every species, where we have tools at our disposal and people refuse to use them. I always use it in comparison. I work in
use tools.
I work in auto body. It would be like, oh, you're gonna hand me a drill. So instead, I'm gonna use a fucking hand wrench.
Yeah. You know what? I've done shit too. Okay. I mean, I you know, build stuff and do security and all that stuff. And, you know, I would go do something, especially like, you know, use my drill, put a drill in, and then I would put like a plug in, a wall plug, right? For a drywall plug. So I put it in. Well, instead of doing that and then reaching down and pulling out my little hammer to tap it in twice, I just turn the drill around and use the back of the fucking drill just to pop it a couple times. Because it's not like I'm putting in a nail. I'm just tapping it in. But then you look at my drill, you know, 6 months later, it's all fucked up because I'm using it as a fucking drill, power screwdriver, and a fucking hammer. It's not meant for that. So I get it, right?
No, but Billy, you also get annoyed with it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm just like everyone else. Like my patience is like this. And if things, I lose my shit. And
yep.
Yeah, that's just how it is. I'm just being real.
You're being human.
Multi-tool, yeah. But I'm telling you, like, there's so many people that, you know, and I get it. I mean, an ultrasound, a good ultrasound is like $2,500. You know, I get it. It's expensive. You know, and if you have $100 animals, it's not really worth it. You should invest that money into animals because the ultrasound won't make you money. You know, it will help you produce and know and learn and understand what you're doing. But if you don't have you know, 10 or more females, you don't have higher end animals, and I'm talking $2,000-$3,000 like an investment, like, you know, you don't want to invest a couple $1,000 that's tight for you, or, you know, and times, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 animals, and now you got 20, 30, 40,000 invested. And hope you're doing it right. Because like I said, you missed it, you're a year off. With the ultrasound, you know exactly what they're doing, how to do it, when to pair, when not to pair, when to stop pairing, when to start pairing. It answers and it makes you feel like, because I get so many people like, oh, Billy, you think she's building? I don't know. She's bull wrapping. It could be, or she just could have had, you know, she ate 2 days ago. She could just be digesting her food. I don't know. If you had an ultrasound, you know, you can fucking tell in 2 seconds. You know, should I stop?
But it's also,
think she's gravid? I don't know. She could be. Like,
it's like you said, with 10 animals, you don't really need that, right? But for example, if you're using one male to breed for like 9, 10 animals, well, not 9, 10 females are going to go at the same time.
Correct.
So you're going to have 4 females that are all at the same stage, that are all going at the same time. That male can breed all 4 of those females right there and then in that period, and then move on to the next female and move on to the next female again. And then you wind up getting those 9, 10 females in that year. but without an ultrasound, you can't really tell.
You know, I
So
mean,
you wind
people
up
are great at
losing in
palpating,
productivity.
right? You know, but not a lot of new people are. You know, so you don't need one, but I do think it's an incredible tool at the right time. You know, so
Yeah, I need to invest in one.
it's like racks. You don't need a fucking ARS rack or a Freedom Breeder or a Serpent Stacks or a fucking you know, all the a boa plastics. What's it called? Animal plastics, and you don't need any of those. You could fucking breed in melamine racks for the rest of your life. You know, but we want them.
Mhm.
Is it going to do anything more for your animal? I guess dark tubs and having the water dish that's there, you know, and you know,
It's easier to clean.
it's easier to clean. You'll love them. The snakes will love them. It looks like you're more professional. But if you're not producing animals or know what the fuck you're doing, I think, you know, an ultrasound is a better investment, you know, at $2,500, $3,000 than a $3,000 rack that you already have that's doing the same thing, except it's not as fancy. But do you want to produce animals and know what the fuck you're doing, or you want to have a nice looking rack? Yeah, and not produce. You know.
That's what she said.
So it's, you know, you really got to see where you're at, and that's one thing I love about my Patreon. I get to see people's collections and see where they're at. Talk on one-on-one, like where are you financially? Where's your budget? Where do you want to go? What's your goals? And you know, I think this is a better option. You know, but if you can do everything at once the right way, you're never gonna fucking, you know, regret it. But it all costs funds.
Absolutely. No, that's straight knowledge right there. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's shit. I don't even know how to fucking respond to that. Like that was fucking like, I feel more like a fucking viewer than a host at this point. Oh man, I'm just soaking all of it in. But that,
Right.
I've heard the same thing. I've heard the same thing in boas though, that the ultrasound is like a key tool that takes you to that next level. You know, instead of sitting there playing the palpating and the guessing game or trying to go off behaviors and what is still a guess, you're 100% confirming where you're at, what's going on, what, you know, what the next phase is, what your actual timeline is.
And the other thing is too, you have to consider the stress of the animal, right? If you're going to stick a male in there consistently all the time, and you're going to do that until she clutches, well, eventually she's going to get pretty pissed off, or they're going to go off feed, or
and the male too, right?
You know, one thing or another
out as well. Both animals.
Yeah. So it's another way of making it a little bit safer too, especially when you've got a larger collection. But you know, I knew somebody who got annoyed that her retic wouldn't breed or wouldn't clutch, and she didn't know what she was doing, and she threw in a male with that female. One male in 1 week, another male in the next week, never gave the female a break. The female wound up killing the male.
Oh wow.
One of the males, because she got annoyed. She got stressed. You know, these are animals. These are living creatures. We can't just sit there and expect them to produce for us if we're not willing to put the work in. Yeah.
And that's the thing too, is people, you know, oh, you know, I want to breed, you know, between October and January or February. I want to breed only in these 4 months. Okay, cool. That's what you may want, but I'll tell you, it might not be what your snake wants, you know? So it's pretty funny like that, where people want the animals to be on their schedule, on their, it doesn't work that way. So it really doesn't. So
Yeah, Dad, I'm about to order an ultrasound tonight.
I'm telling you, like, you know, it's one thing, like on my Patreon, you know, I always talk about ultrasounds and, hey, Billy, where's the best thing? And I get to see, like, you know, at some of the top levels, I get to see their collection. I'm like, man, you really need an ultrasound, dude. Like, you know, fuck buying any more snakes, invest in an ultrasound, because like you will see and you will thank me later. You know, all these questions.
You're going to recoup that cost.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's, and if you ask anybody, and they're like, you know, if I talk about it, because someone will say, hey, I'm new to Patreon, blah, blah, blah. You know, I mean, when do you think I should have an ultrasound? This is what I have. And, people will say that, best thing I ever did, best investment. He wants to have one just for the hell of having one. But they say, everybody there, the best thing I had. I have a guy that his first year, and he got an ultrasound. Listen to me, got an ultrasound. He's at 55 clutches already.
Damn.
55 clutches first fucking year. And still going. You know why? Because he knows when to put the animals. He knows when to pair. And the funny thing is I only get 2 or 3 locks, and that's all you need. It's just knowing when to put the male in 2 to 3 times. I don't
know if it'll work on your geckos, honey.
But it's like, it's like you said, it's a tool that fucking gives you the info, because we beat ourselves up all the time. Okay. We beat ourselves up all the time. Oh, am I doing it right? Is she bull wrapping? Is that because she's building? Or, is she gravid? Should I put the male in again? Or should I not? Like, if she's at 3 millimeters or 30 millimeters or 3 centimeters or more, I don't pair anymore. So when cheaper to get my wife pregnant on the snake. Well, that on my wife.
I'm so sorry, Billy.
Yeah. That'd be funny, eh? It's like, you go in and it's like, hi, yeah. It's like, oh, why is your wife sitting in the chair? And what's in all these boxes on the fucking table?
What's in the bag?
Like, hey, turn that thing on, baby. Here you go. Do this. That would be hilarious. That would be a great fucking video. I'm going to see if I can go to the doctor's office, and we'll sit there if we can do a spoof. And just sit there and have.
So I saw it.
Yeah. It's like, no, we're not here for her. We're here for these. And you pull out this box and you start randomly pulling out fucking snake bags and having them ultrasound your snake. That'd be fucking awesome.
Well,
so
I was watching an exotic vet show, and the person brought their ball python in to see if it was gravid, and the vet went and ultrasounded the belly of the snake instead of the side of the snake, and you can see on the imaging, you can't get a very clear picture. You only have like a semi-clear picture, and you can kind of see follicles. And the vet's just like, oh yeah, I think it's gravid because you see some follicles, but you don't see the size. You can't measure the size from where the belly is. I guess the scales make some kind of interference on the belly, or the way it is. And you can see, I actually messaged into the vet show going, hey, by the way, if you ultrasound from the side of the snake,
you'll be able to
you can actually get a better image, and you'll be able to measure the follicle size and tell if that snake is gravid or if it's just building follicles, because they're all building follicles. And
and most snakes will always have like 3, 4, or 5 millimeter follicles at any point of the game. Yeah. It's when they're building is when you have to hit, know their schedule. And somebody asked about the ultrasound. I use the Sexin, the one that breeder circle sells. And, that's something that like I do for my Patreon people. If you're on Patreon, I have a link right to the manufacturer. So that one that cost, what is it, $2,600? We get them for $1,760. So, when someone signs up for Patreon, you buy an ultrasound, you basically have a year or 2 of Patreon for free, just from the savings on that one, never mind all the info and stuff. But what I like about that, comes with a battery pack. It's portable. It has a foot pedal. I've used mine and other people for years. It's great. It does everything. I've seen some of the smaller ones, the cheaper ones that other people have. They brought it in. It works, but you just don't get as much of the bigger area, and it's a lot easier to work. But then there's so many different ones out there. The one I know that people have one that hooks up to their phone. I've never seen it, but to me, if I'm using an ultrasound that 70% of the people in the industry are using, I want to have the same. And that way. If I do a video on it, like I did on Patreon, like how I use it, how I set everything up, hey, how do I set it up? I'm not really getting good images. I don't know. I've never used that machine, so I like it where, you know, I've seen a few and I saw it being used and I'm like, wow, this is awesome. It's all you need. So yeah, do you have one that would get the snake mixed? That'd be fucking awesome, Gerald.
Right? That'd be really cool.
So my dad breeds cattle, and he was asking me if we do artificial insemination like they do with the cows. I'm like, I wish I could just contact a breeder from somewhere, be like, you got this male, like a triple recessive male with all these different codoms. Here, let me give you $100 for sperm, or let me give you $1,000 for sperm.
Yeah, a lot more than
just
$100.
artificially inseminate that female.
Right.
Well, yeah, a lot more than $100. But I mean, like, if you could just artificially inseminate them, damn. Forget
Right.
breeding loans.
But no, I mean, if you know, if I can put out things that I do, that I've seen an improvement on the way I breed, the way I feed, the way my animals are growing, the different types of temperatures and stuff that, you know, that may work here, but won't work in other countries or other places because of the temperature, the elevation, you know, but here's some stuff. Try it. If it works, great. If it doesn't, you know, and the thing is, I don't think, you know, anybody should say, oh, this is the standard of what I should be doing. This is this is that, and this is what I need to do. You need to do a bunch of things and see how your snakes are reacting and how they're doing. And I mean, I've been breeding for, you know, 18, 19 years. And 2 years ago, I changed the way I breed. And by changing it, I actually like the way I breed better now. Nothing wrong with the fucking 19 years I bred. But I changed it up a bit because I'm not pig-headed and say, oh, you know, everything's perfect. You know, I'd like to change things and see how things go and see if I can be a better breeder, keeper, and pass that information on. And,
Gerald,
Gerald's
you don't want to jerk a snake, but at the same time, you're still going to pop that male, take that sperm out with your thumb and stick it on the female's back, aren't you? So you're still touching it.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's a lot of different things that people do and do differently, and everyone has success. It's just, you know, you should try a bunch of different things and see what works best for you and how you like it. And, you know, it's your collection. It's the way you want to do it. No one should tell you you should be doing it their way. You know, here's what I do. Fuck, you know, like what we do up here in Canada. I mean, my humidity is what, 50 to 60, you know? Our humidity in our rooms, roughly. Sometimes it goes down to 40.
Yeah. In the rooms themselves, closer to 40, but in the bins themselves, closer to 50, 60.
Or higher. Yeah. But now, you know, you go to Texas. My man Earl from Lone Star. I mean, his humidity's 120. He's got big fucking fans sucking that shit out. You know, so you know we use cocoa because we can water it down. It holds humidity great. They use cocoa. They're killing their fucking snakes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't.
I was going to say that. Yeah.
Wet, you know? So you can't just sit there and say, oh, I want to copy this guy because he does it right. No, you need to try shit out and see how your animals are affected by it. And you know, there's not one way to do things. Oh, I use coconut husk. I use cypress. I use paper towel. I use unprinted newspaper. I use this. Who's right? None of y'all. It's whatever the fuck you choose to do in your collection.
Hey, Billy, do you want to touch on that?
Okay, so what I do. Okay, signing up for your Patreon, ordering ultrasound tonight. yeah, if you want. I mean, that's it. Like, you know, and tomorrow at 7 p.m. we have a Q&A, a live Q&A. We do every 2 weeks.
Oh, that's badass.
Anyways, yeah, I gotta promote the Patreon.
I need to go sign up for this Patreon.
Everyone else, you know. Well, the thing is with my Patreon, like I don't really promote. I'm going to start doing it because I'm revamping it, putting a lot more stuff. But you know, I did a live last night from 9 o'clock to 12:30 in the morning for my top 2 tier Patreon. We talk about all types of stuff, and then every 2 weeks we got a Q&A where people go in and you know hang out in the chat and ask a question. I put their name on the board and I talk about it, and you know, other people that like to listen also get to, you know, sort of hear what other people, because some people will have questions and other people don't even know that was a question to ask. Like, oh, I didn't even fucking know that. That's a good question. So it's a learning thing. But with the Patreon,
Billy, I meant touching on the comment about the sperm.
Right. Oh yeah. So that's right. Anyways. Well, I'm just trying to
Bill
plug
Bob, I was listening. I
but
was
with
like, so
Patreon,
good.
right? But with Patreon, you also get like, you know, anywhere between 10 and 25% off my animals, depending on
Oh,
the
nice.
tier. Yeah. So, you know, it's pretty good gig. But at any rate, what I used to do, and I still do, is if you notice, I used to put animals in, and they were locking, and then I would never really have great success. I'm like, how the fuck are these females not breeding when I'm getting all these locks? And if you ever go to pop a male, and especially a male that is, you know, if you breed for a female, and then you stop, and then 2 months later you go to breed another female, he's still producing sperm, but it's not coming out. So if you go and pop it, you'll see a good like half inch of an inch of dried sperm that you can pull out. And that's what they call them, sperm plugs, basically, is because to me, it's blocking the sperm coming out because it's dry. So I've had an animal that I'll do some more videos on YouTube where I can go for a male that has been breeding and doesn't breed for 2 months because I don't have any females for him. But if you go and pop them and you push, you'll get these dried half inch, 3/4 of an inch, thick plugs that are dried sperm and you know, a combination of the of skin, you know, from shed and everything else. And when you
That's gnarly.
when you pop it out, you can pull them and go, wow. So now anything that comes out, there's no blockage. And then what I'll do is sometimes when you pop a male and he has like fresh sperm, you take it because it's already come out. You take it and you wipe it on the female that you're putting him into so that, you know, his scent is on her. So every single time I put a male in a tub, I always pop it to make sure he's producing sperm. You take the sperm, wipe it on the female's back, put the male in, pop it onto Husbandry Pro, next male. And some people will try pushing it to get the hemipenes out, and you'll see these dry fucking plugs. Like, what the fuck? You know?
Thank you, co-host. He put your Patreon right there for you.
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I mean, as far as that goes, I mean, it's just something that we've always done because, one, I want to make sure that the snake is producing sperm. So when you do that, you see the sperm come out. And if it does, just take it on your finger, wipe it on the female, put them in, done. And sometimes if the male hasn't bred for a while, basically you go and you do it and you'll see these dry, you know, sometimes they're hard and crusty. And it's like, damn, I'm glad I got them out. Because if not, you're just going to keep, you know, it's like a blockage, you know?
Sorry.
We've always done that. And it's like, what, does it work? Well, fuck, I'm doing 200 clutches a year. Fuck, it's got to be doing something, you know? So it's definitely not working. So, you know, I'm sure some people don't do it and have success, but it's just something that I've done. So, you know, try it out.
And then when you talk to when you talk to somebody who's not in the reptile community and you go, oh yeah, I got sperm on my hands, it gets real interesting real fast.
Well, I don't go around telling people that I have sperm on my hands. I don't know what you're doing in your spare time. Damn.
Wow.
What spare time? What spare time?
I was like, wow, did you see that comment? Wow, look.
Oh, what was that?
Oh my god.
No, but I mean, like, I have
That's awesome.
two kids that come and help me out. They're a sister and a brother. They're 15 and 16, and they started helping out. I think the girl was 14, and she was the one that was really interested in it at first. And they come here with their dad, and they clean the snakes, and they learn about genetics and everything, and they're fantastic. But when we were first talking and everything, they were asking me how to, you know, what I do to put a male in. I'm sitting there going, how comfortable do I feel talking to minors about the anatomy of the snake and about what to do for the reproduction of the snake? And it was complicated. I sent a couple of text messages off to their dad first, going, is this okay to talk about? Like,
yeah, because
are these things that are okay? Yeah,
you know, right? It's like,
well, that's it. It's awkward when you're going, okay, well, you want to pop him, you want to get his hemipenes out, you want to grab the sperm, you want to do this, and you're kind of like, oh, this feels weird. But yeah, the things we do in this industry.
yeah, it's pretty
True.
crazy.
True.
Yeah, it's
And I
pretty
like
neat.
the way Billy's always, that was awesome. How's that comment?
What's that?
It's just the way you were like, oh, that was awesome on
It
that
was.
last comment
Like,
posted. Put.
I love it. That's shit that I do. I go on other people's live and I just put some stupid shit up because it's like hilarious. I love it. I'm just a big kid, you know.
I like that. That's better.
It's like, you know, everyone comes in and takes me so serious, and it's like I'm just the fucking goofy guy that loves snakes and does what you do, just on a higher level, you know. But I love what I do, and I get excited, and I mean, there's nothing like it, and I love it. And, you know. Wow.
Wow.
Tell us now. Way to go, Gerald.
Right?
But that's right,
Oh,
right? Like, you know, we should have warnings. PG. Yeah.
I didn't get a warning from the comments, just to let y'all know. I didn't get one. But I think we have 2 or 3 more questions, Levi.
Sure, go ahead. Shoot. You notice how when you answer one, they last for like 20 fucking minutes? It's like
No, it's fucking
Which is awesome because I'm just like, bam. But what is your favorite clutch you're working with right now, or
favorite clutch?
Or jeans?
Favorite project.
Project. There you
go. So this year we're gonna have a lot of like enhancer G-stripe clown stuff. So triple visuals. I should have a lot of like DG cryptic pied stuff. This coming year, I should have Ultramel clown combos. I'm excited because it's new for me. I have some. I've never produced any, so that'll be a first. Freeway clown stuff, super asphalt clown stuff. It's the shit of the shit. Like I'm gonna do a video, especially on the adults, because they're the nicest clown combos, even as adults, and even nicer than DG shit. It's freak. It's so
Like,
nice.
You walk into the holdback room, and the first snakes that I'm going to pull out and show you are the freeway clown combos.
Yeah,
because they are just insane.
And the combos that I just hatched out, and they're just incredible. And they hold their color, and they look amazing as adults. But it's so new, and we're just starting. Like I've got maybe 7 different types of combos in the freeway clown. I've got only one lesser super asphalt clown. So working on that stuff, getting new genetics and taking it to another level. I'm really excited. I should have, I'm hoping, monsoon pied combos this coming year. And then the following year, just like monsoon fucking double recessive combos out the yin yang. Like I've got an army. Like I probably have in monsoon females, hets 66 and 50%, possible hets that have markers, 100 of them in all different sizes. So
different combos.
Yeah, different combos. Like I've got 4, 5, 6 gene, het monsoon. Like it's nuts. I've got double. It's I didn't make a bunch of stuff to produce it now. Like next year, and the year after, I've set myself up to go like, holy fuck! Like I'm gonna be blown away on all these clutches. Hope I can fucking ID the shit too. Like what the fuck is this? I don't know. It's like, oh wow, all those type of problems. Yeah, like oh man, this sucks. I don't know what this is. It's probably a monsoon 5 gene pie. Like I don't even know what this is. Fuck, I hate this hobby. Like it'll never happen. So. And then hopefully, years down the road, the genetic testing will be at the next level, which I'm pretty sure it will be. And then we can just test for everything to know where I'm at and what we have. But, the future's great. Like some of the projects I have, I'm just mind blown. So there's a lot of stuff. I'm going to prove Wookie isn't talking
Gerald.
to make freeway Wookie. Do that, man. So I guess, I have some super chocolate. But that's about it. I don't have any Wookiee. Like I tell everybody, I'm not trying to get into all these new genes. I'm just trying to make the shit I have another level, and strong and hit better odds. Like, Most people trying to make, double and triple recessives, they're chasing 1 in 8, 1 in 16, 1 in 64. I'm going to be doing it 1 in 2, 1 in 4, the way I've set myself up. So, I'm trying to build that army. And then when I have so many, I can start selling those for big dollars and then buying whatever the fucking, Wookiee combo I want, or chocolate combo, or whatever else is available, because I'm building those strong, projects to make a lot of animals with better odds, instead of trying to have a bunch of shit with fucking odds that I'm not really hitting on. And I think that's one key in structure of getting there. I want to have every gene in my collection, but am I going to produce the stuff I want, or I'm going to miss, or have this other stuff to hold back? And I want to make really good shit in volume, and then I can sell that off and buy whatever I don't have that's great to inject into my projects. So, there is a method to my madness, and
doesn't always look like it some days, but there really is.
Yeah, I mean, I am motivated. I know there's a lot more that I want to see out of this industry. I want to see out of myself. There's a lot of things that I'm proud of what I've done. I'm trying to make everything I have better.
I think he's trying to say he's hashtag Team Alex, and can't wait to see the direction Billy takes it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, thank you. Team Access. I think I like that better.
Team Access. It's Alex.
Oh, Access.
Oh, okay, that's what he's talking about.
Team Access. Yeah, I didn't get any. Actually, I've got my. I've got a breeder male and a female coming up from Earl. I'll get that on Wednesday this week. Coming. I got his some combo LSR fire. So finally got some of that in. I was supposed to get it last year, but that the shipment didn't arrive in time till I could import it. So now I'm importing it now. So, but the Access stuff is nice. I just don't have any of that yet. So
yeah, being the operative word.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of awesome stuff out there. I just want to actually, like I could buy it. I'm just trying to make things that I have better. Yay! I'm trying to make things that I have better. And the advice I give people is the same thing I do. Like I don't teach people or tell people or give advice on Patreon stuff that I do that I don't do. I do everything that I'm telling you to do. And you see what I've done, because I've done so many different things. This to me is the best way, and I go at it at a different way, and I see things differently. And, I'm successful at what I've done. And if I can save people time and give them some, better insight of stuff, it's great, because it gives me a great feeling, and I know people are doing well. And
Gerald playing it safe.
Yeah, Gerald playing it safe. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff that I want to get done over the next, breeding season's coming down to a halt before the new one. So we're already preparing for, a busy like February, March, April. I got two shipments going out in the next, say, 30 days or less. And then, concentrate on revamping Patreon, doing a bunch of stuff, doing things around the facility. And a lot of cool things with the team. We're going to have some new stuff, do some other videos besides just egg cutting and updates. Just, we got to get refocused again. And, I think this little break over the winter, I think will spin us off and get us going in the right way.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, I have like, so I had a super enchy rainbow hypo male that a friend of mine had. We did some breeding loans and we bred like 3-4 clutches. So I've got some enchy, super enchy. What else do I have? I have about 2 or 3 gene, double het, hypo rainbow stuff. I should have a couple clutches. Austin just did a quad het to a quad het, hypo VPI exanthic rainbow pied, and he hit a couple triple visuals. I don't mind it. I don't love it. It's just not one of my favorites. I have it. I want to see what it does, what other people do with it. I really am concentrated on my clown pied, my ultra milk clowns, hypo clown pied, DG clown pieds, enhancer G-stripe clowns, my freeway stuff, my super asphalt stuff, into clown, into pied, and
Monsoon stuff.
Like, I would rather be strong in 5 to 10 projects that I love, that I'm really excited about, than having 50 different things, because you can't really push 50 projects to the next level, because every year I'm buying, a male, $10, $15, $25,000 to put into into one of my projects. Because, if I have 5 or 10, I'm spending $250,000 roughly just on males, and then the odd females, which I usually spend, double, triple that a year anyways, investing and buying more animals. But if I had 50 projects that I had to put, $25,000 in, holy fuck, that's like fucking $1.2 million, $1.5 million. Like, trying to just keep up with the Joneses. I just like my projects, and I'll build them the way I want and get excited, and we'll see where it goes.
Okay, so I have a 2-in-1 question, kind of.
Yep.
So this was part of my question. It says, what advice would you not take if you were to do it all over again? And what is one thing you would change in the community if you could?
Okay, so one thing, piece of advice that I would not take, that I wouldn't take. I think, that's a weird, just trying to think what advice that people gave me that I wouldn't take. I would say if I go back, there was always people, and you still see it now, people that are doing something their way or their genes or something. Like, you'll never see me say, oh, fuck, you want to get into fucking highway? Don't get into highway, get into fucking freeway. It's better. Well, why is it better? It's because I like it. I actually had a guy that came over to pick up a rack, and he's like, man, you guys love Ultramel. You want to buy some Ultramel shit? I'm like, why are you getting out of it? He goes, I got fucking some Monarch, and I like the dark of the Monarch better, And I'm like, you don't like the colors and the pinks and the other? He goes, no, I like the darker shit better. Cool. So you'll never hear me say, oh, don't get into Sunset. Don't get into Puzzle. Don't get into fucking Monarch. I don't like them. But you're not doing this for me. My collection's for me. Your collection's for you. So many people will say, oh, why would you get into that? Don't do that. I would never get into that. Good. Don't get into that, because I'm going to get into it because that's what I like. So don't let people tell you you're doing something wrong because it doesn't work for them or they don't like it. Follow your own path, your own choice. Do what you like. Because there's so many people that you don't like Monarch, you do Ultramel, oh fuck, I don't even want to talk to you anymore. Like, what the fuck? Like, just because I have a different choice in a gene, like, wow. Just because I don't like Sunset, just because I don't like Puzzle, just because I don't like Monarch, does not mean they're not fucking incredible genes. You tell those people like Brad Boa and Brock and everyone else doing the Sunset stuff that are doing fucking 6 figures a year selling them, that it's not a good project. You know what I mean? Because they'll tell you something totally different. It's just not for me for what I am doing. But I'll tell you one thing. I love Ultramel. I love Pied. The Sunset Ultramel Pied will be a fucking white and red snake, I think. It'll be fucking sick. Now I can probably get it in and try to, but years down the road, But for me, just to buy stuff to have, it's stupid. And I tell that to people. Why do you want Sunset? Because I want to have a bit of everything. Cool, but you're not ready for Sunset. Build that thing, do what you need and how to do it. And, you know, don't let people make you feel that you are not, you know, if you like freeway over highway or vice versa, don't let someone tell you that you should be. I like what Monarch does better than Ultramel. Good, then fucking buy Monarch. You know, I'm not going to hate you any less or think like, you know, I probably created more freeway stuff than anyone on the planet. You think I shit on people with highway? If you go look at some of the highway people post, I like it. You know why? Because it's fucking awesome. You know, I don't hate. I just don't want to work with it. But just because I don't want to work it doesn't mean that you don't have to. People have different tastes. So,
all right, Billy, real quick on this subject, I got to ask you a question because I'm ready to throw hands with people.
Okay.
Are banana and coral glow the same genetic?
I believe so. 100%. Why?
I strongly believe it's the same genetic.
100%. So put it this way. Anything that I've ever got in that's called coral glow, I've changed to banana. And I've sold banana for fucking 10 fucking years. Most of it's coral glow. And no one's ever called me saying, I think this is coral glow, not banana. No. You know? Every fucking animal. I would say 90% of the shit I've sold as banana is probably coral glow. No one has ever said shit. No one's ever compared anything. It's the same fucking thing, in my opinion. You know?
Thank you. No, I'm a firm believer. It's the same damn genetic.
I honestly believe it is too. So, you know, I could be wrong, but no one's ever said, hey, I think this is coral glow, Billy, not banana. And I sell probably hundreds of bananas a year. No one's called me out on it. This isn't banana, it's coral glow. Look at the difference. What difference? Yeah, there is none. Just my opinion. So sugar and calico, there is a difference. You know, they work the same, but they're, you know, now there's different lines of calico and sugar and, you know, but they do have different distinctions. You know, enhancer and desert ghost, they're different. Lesser and butter, they're different. Freeway and highway, asphalt and yellow belly and asphalt, they're different. You know, and it's just my belief. And, you know, I've worked with a lot of them and I do see visual differences. You know, I can tell them apart. So, yeah, coral glow and banana is the same. I believe so. So, you know, and I really think coral glow is a stupid fucking name. But then so's banana. I'd rather say banana than coral glow. You know?
Heard it first.
You know, hey, you know, that's just my opinion, right? I'm entitled to it. And I'm not afraid to speak my mind or say it, right? I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm not trying to put anybody down. I just say what I believe. And I'll say it online. I'll say it behind someone's back. I'll say it in front of their face. That's how I am, you know? But I've never said, oh, you don't do it my way. You're wrong. Oh, you don't feed every 2 weeks. You're doing it wrong. Oh, you don't use an ultrasound. You're doing it wrong. Oh, you don't do that. You're doing it wrong. No, do what the fuck works for you. And this is what I do. And this is what
Why
I
are
do.
you sorry to me? What?
I don't know why he's sorry for.
Yeah, sorry, Alex. What are you
Somebody
sorry
done
for?
fucked up.
He said, I guess it's
Coral
because
glow and banana are the same. That's what he said. That's what he said.
I think that's what he's saying too. Yeah.
Yeah, I never said that they were different.
Oh,
What?
I thought you were
I always said they were the same.
No.
That one always lights a fire. So I guess it was like
Gerald.
one of my wrap-up questions is something that like I'm really curious about now. You guys had mentioned that you have some pets. What reptiles do you guys keep as pets, not ball pythons?
Okay, so I have a Cayman lizard.
Ooh.
Drake.
Drake. Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I've seen it.
he's
Beautiful
about
lizard.
he's about 4 feet from head to tail.
No. Like 3.5, maybe 3.
Oh, 4
He's
feet.
not.
No,
Ruby
3.5,
is
like
4
little big
foot.
6
No,
meters.
I'm sorry. Ruby is
He's
4
really
foot,
big.
and Ruby is a lot bigger than Drake.
Okay, so 3.5 feet for, you know, what's 6 inches? You know, come on.
Of course, that's what a man would say.
Of course. You know. So
Wow.
the then I have Jeffrey the parrot. He's awesome.
Okay.
He's green. I love all my animals that are green. I've got a green keeled bellied lizard, full green. He's pretty cool. It's a cool lizard. He's about 5 inches with a 12-inch to 13-inch tail. The tail's twice as long. Give me shit later. Is the expression. Yeah. And then I have a Chahua gecko, which is green also.
You also have 2 Euromastics.
Yeah, I'm getting there. 2 Euromastics, green. I call Hulk, so everything's almost green as I can get. Then I got a bunch of tarantulas. So, and then I got my they're paludariums that have some fish in them. Nothing special, just some cool fish and real nice living growth plants and bromeliads and moss and stuff. It's really cool.
That sounds badass. All right.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. And then I've got a cage being built, and I've got a pair of Fiji iguanas that are going in there. So they're green too. I love my green, man. Green Bay Packers green money.
How was that? So your favorite color is green?
Favorite color is green, man.
Yep. Yeah, I see. My favorite color is yellow. That's why I have like all yellow snakes.
Yeah. So what the fucking thing is? I'll never be able to make a green ball python. Well, never say never, but yeah. So
I was gonna say, I mean,
I gotta have every other animal green except the ball python because it doesn't exist yet.
Gotta
Yes.
get an anaconda.
Yeah.
Alex, what pets do you own?
Well, I have my 13-year-old dog. I don't know if Jeffrey is Billy or mine, or Billy's or mine now, because Jeffrey the parent kind of has attached himself to me. I've got an adult male green iguana who is the biggest suck. He's also kind of a dumbass. But I mean, that's kind of how iguanas go. I've got 4 tegus. One of the tegus is actually Billy's. He a female tegu named Tilly. I've got my male tegu who's like, I adore him. If you see my TikTok or my YouTube page, it's almost all about him. What else? I've got my 2 boas, but I downsized a lot when I moved and when I moved to Toronto from Montreal. When I decided that I was really going to focus in on breeding, I got rid of a lot of pets and really only kept the ones that meant the most to me. So the ones that I do have are very special to me.
That's awesome. Fuck yeah. Now, Billy, my last question for you.
Great answer.
For people that are getting into the industry overall, and this could be anybody and everybody, there's a decision that needs to be made of what route you want to take, whether you want to be a full-time breeder or you want to be a collector. Mm-hmm. Obviously the collector is going to dabble in breeding, and as you have a collection of animals, so breeders will dabble in collecting. Where do you draw, where do you think somebody should, how does somebody make the choice in the fork in the road, in your opinion? Because I'm at that point where I'm going more, I want to collect multiple species and not really breed.
Right.
And then you got people that, hit the fork in the road. Which path, I guess, I don't even know how to ask the question that I'm trying to ask. I guess, which path do they take and when does that start to develop?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say because if you want to take, say, your hobby of breeding and take it to another level to where it's like a part-time business or a business, you need more time, more animals, more money. Because let's be real, if you want to make this a business, your hobby is, you're investing your time and you're learning and you're not really pounding money in. So you're limited of what you can produce. And when you are building, even now, if I produce, fucking 1,600 animals a year, I'm holding 300 or 400 back because I need to upgrade So my animals in 3-4 years aren't the same year after year. So I'm constantly growing. You're going to hit new combos and stuff and get different genetics. And not only do I produce, I also buy animals to make my collection go faster, or get genetics, or get a male that I only hit females to keep moving it forward. So you're constantly holding back and buying to keep building. Now, if you want to get into a bunch of different species, and that is more, and it depends what types of species. Like if you're getting into a bunch of different species and you're just breeding one here, one there, it'll be hard to turn, to me, a set of these, or a pair of these, or a trio of this. It would be hard for you to breed all of them and utilize that as a business, or I think that's more for the collector that doesn't care about the income. They're going to keep their job, but they come home and they spend their time working with these awesome animals that they love. If they breed, amazing, and I know a lot of people are trying to get into species just for their want and their love of them. And they're trying to breed because they're so fucking hard to breed in captivity. So it's almost like a challenge. Like, wow, I love these things. I fucking want them. I want to recreate them because they're just amazing. And I know they're hard. Let me learn how to do it. So they're not into it based on, fuck, I got to produce. I got to get 20 clutches out of these. I got to sell them. I got to be the fucking first to put them to market because I need the cash in. It's a different mindset. It's more of a hobby. It's more of love that, trying to learn and have these different things and care for them, and I think with ball pythons, even making it as a business, you really got to produce more. You've got to have higher end animals, because if you're chasing double hets and you only have, you're chasing double visuals and you only have double hets, you're 1 in 16. You could have shit luck year after year, and the stuff that you miss isn't going to help you in the future, and it's not going to be good stuff that you want to sell. So you sort of hinder yourself. So one thing I tell people is the more you can hold back, or the more you can sell to buy newer stuff that you don't have, to keep being diverse and growing, the longer you do that, the better you will be. Because the minute you sit there and say, hey, I don't need to work anymore, I can do this as a living, and you're pulling $70, $80, $100,000 a year out of that company, that's $100,000 in animals that aren't growing your business in the future. You will see a fucking hit, where you keep growing and growing and growing, and holding that stuff back. And you see, wow, look how great I'm doing. Look at the stuff I'm hitting. Look at that, look how big I've got in the last 10, 12 years. Wow. Now I'm still growing, and I'm pulling out, $250,000 a year in salaries. My facility is like 70, 80,000 a year to pay off, and all the expenses. It's expensive. I spend 120,000 on rodents a year. It's expensive,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And that's only feeding every 2 weeks.
Yeah. It's my food bill is like, $5,000, 55, $6,000 every 2 weeks with ASFs, mice, and rats.
Oh,
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it's expensive. Staff, this and everything else, and upgrading and paying everything off, and it's expensive. So, with all that, imagine not having all that. Don't have to pay that. I have my own place in my house. Don't have to pay staff. Don't have to take, because I have another job. Fuck, now I have 4 or 5. I still, and say I made my own rats instead of buying them. Well, fuck, instead of spending, $500,000, 450,000 a year, fuck, I can spend 100 and put 300,000 back into my business and buying animals. Do you know how much money 300,000 can buy you in fucking animals, and what's that going to make you in 3 years down the road? It's monetary. It's exponential, And I try to teach people. I'm going to start getting into little series on Patreon. Like, this is what I do, and this is how I set it up. And I'm going to start going over numbers, like what I paid for this male. what I paid for the females, what I bred it to year 1, year 2, year 3, what did I produce? Because there's
The demand is high. Let me tell
well,
you.
don't forget, like we should be full production by say February, but we got a
Damn.
50,000 square foot facility for rodents, so it's gonna be big.
And this is true. I feel like this is true. Like mostly people get rich off of rats before reptiles.
Well, rats are easier to produce, right?
Yeah.
So,
Rats reproduce every 3 to 4 weeks versus a ball python produces once a year. And you're looking at, you know, an average of 4 to 7 eggs versus, you know, 7 to 14 babies in a litter.
yeah, but here's the thing. So I don't know how many people here that are breeding their own rats and selling them, but okay. So I had one clutch this year, $89,000, one clutch, 89 grand. And I sold every one of them, $89,000. Do you make $89,000 breeding rodents?
No.
Right.
Definitely not.
So it's having the right animals and the right clutch. So I had an $89,000 clutch. I've had about 10 over 50,000. So in 11 clutches out of my 200. So this year I should do about $2.5 million in production of ball pythons after everything's said and done. Whether I hold it back or sell it or still have it in inventory, I should do about $2.5 million. I don't know how many people are doing $2.5 million in rodents. So, you know,
if you're calling it your bread and butter and your gravy, though, that's priority. That's your priority, right? Versus somebody else who is buying their rats and focusing in on their snakes, where their snakes are their bread and butter, and like producing rodents on the side as their gravy on the side, right? Like,
now, one good thing about people that are breeding their own rodents, you've got your own supply, so you don't have to worry about it. When I got into this, I didn't even know you could breed your fucking rodents because I never thought, oh, breeding snakes. I was too busy trying to learn how to breed snakes and failing, fucking miserable, you know, than trying to learn how to breed rodents too. So I just got to the point where I started making money, doing good. Holy fuck, I'm making crazy money. How much are rodents? $1,000 a month. Oh, cool. $1,000 a month. Oh, this is awesome because I'm making 5. Oh, this is simple. Now I'm doing $50,000, $60,000, $80,000 a month in sales, and my rats are 10 or 12 grand. It doesn't affect me because I don't have to do the work. But if my rat guy goes, fuck you, I'm not doing this anymore. Oh shit, I better have a backup. You know, and that's one of the reasons why I'm getting involved in an own company, because now my own company that I'm a part of ain't gonna fuck me for supplying me rodents. So I'm getting structured. But imagine me doing this for so long and saying, oh, I'm gonna start breeding rodents. Do you know how big my rodent facility must be to produce just animals for me? And the amount of work and stuff, I don't have it. So I have no choice. But what's great about people getting into this industry, and don't forget, when I got into this 20 years ago, there wasn't 5,000 breeders like there are now, you know? So what happens is when people are breeding rodents now, they're supplying themselves, they know the health and the good and the quality of the rodents, and then they can meet other people and sell and trade and barter for other snakes to help them sell rodents and surplus to actually get more money to invest in their ball python to keep their ball python game growing. It's the best thing you can do. Okay, I didn't have that option. It's like, holy fuck, I'm making all this money. I had to pay for it. Now I'm making great money. I got to pay for it. I don't have, you're always good to start and grow everything together. Don't go and get 1,000 fucking animals and then try to start breeding rodents to supply the 1,000 animals. You got to sort of grow each at the same time, because rats, I've never done it, but it's a lot. People say it's 2-3 times the work of the fucking snakes. Mm-hmm. I don't have any time to do my fucking snakes. Never mind do 2-3 times the amount of work on fucking rodents. I got to pay for them, you know, but it's the same thing. Like, I'm not trying to hold back $50 snakes to feed them $100. I'm holding back $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 animals, you know? And basically, I have about, I'll say easy 600, maybe even 700 females in the whole back room, give or take.
More than that, because these the 1070s are full. So you got 700 there, and then you've got the top part with the females. So say like 750.
Yeah, and then the other. So say 700 to make it easier. So I have 700 females growing up in my whole back room. When they breed, especially the new ones, okay? First time she heard it live, she was interested.
It's his wife. He's talking about his wife's first time listening to it live, and she
cool.
is really interested in this one.
Oh, awesome.
I'm like,
yeah, I'm like, what the hell? So I'm glad you like it. That's awesome. So think about 750 females, okay? The majority of them in a year or two, when they're ready to breed with the powerhouse males and the shit that I'm making, each one of those clutches are going to be $20,000 clutches. So take $20,000. Someone do it on a calculator. $20,000 times 750 animals. That's what I'm going to make in the next 2 years off those animals.
Yeah, Steve, I got it.
Holy shit, 15 million.
Exactly.
Damn.
15 million. And what am I spending to feed them a year? 120 fucking thousand with my other animals. It's numbers, baby. It's numbers. Fuck it. You know what? I have shitty clutches and shitty odds. I only do $10,000 a clutch. $7.5 million. I think I can afford fucking $120,000 a year to feed the fucking things. But guess what? 5 years ago, you know, I wasn't doing fucking 2.5 or 5 million or 7 million, you know, because I only had a certain number of animals. In 2009, 2010, I was doing 100K a year. Now I'm almost doing it a month. Big difference. But it's what I had then to pay to breed compared to what I've built and held back and bought. The power of my animals, you know? So that's the key. If you have a $5,000 animal, like a female, let's say I have an Orange Dream Clown Pied female. I sell it, I get $6,000 today. If I hold her back in my rack for 2 years and I breed her to the fucking crazy male that you know, I've already got a pastel, Enchi, leopard, yellow belly, clown pied breeder male. Well, he's almost breeding. You know, what do you think I'm going to have in 2 years from now? I might even have a monsoon clown for fucking, who knows what I'm going to have.
Yeah.
That animal I can sell for $6K now, shove it in a rack, feed it, and cost me what, $600 in 2 years for food and cocoa and tubs and labor, whatever. Say it cost me $500 a year for everything. I take the $6,000 animal that I could sell today, I put it in a room, spend another $1,000, so I've got $7,000 in this animal. I'm going to do a $20,000, $30,000 clutch. I'm going to triple my fucking money year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. And people say, no, that's not possible. Okay. So I bred, okay, in 2010, I bought a pastel crystal male, proven breeder, and I paid $21,500. I also said, fuck, I spent this much money and let me buy an ultrasound. I spent $10,000 buying this fucking ultrasound from a clinic, a medical clinic, used because they upgraded. So I bought this big beast of one, 10 grand. That first year, that male gave me 13 clutches. Second year, he gave me 12. In that 2 years, I bred that male. I did just over $250,000 in sales. Okay. The animals that I held back from 2011, 2012 that I bred, I still have them. It also proved out to be fucking the very world's first het monsoon. And I produce monsoons. I've made $1 million fucking dollars on that one male in 12 years. Okay. And if I didn't have that het monsoon, I still would have made probably $400,000 to this day, because I'm still pairing some of those original specials, the crystals. And guess what? Every time I hit a monsoon, it's all because of that one female. So the longer you do this, the more money you put into an animal, the longer you do it, the more you will make. That enhancer clown, 66% had G-stripe male. I bought for $15K. First year I bred it, I got one animal, but it was like a what do you call it? A dual clutch. So it looked like I only hit one visual, and all the rest was a reabsorption from the year before. Year 2, I made $160,000 with 4 clutches. So I took a $15,000 male and made $160,000 in 2 years. You cannot do that with anything else. And if I spent $500 on that male, that number wouldn't have been 160,000. It would have been 15 or 20. Still great fucking income off of a $500 investment. But the more you invest, the more you will make. The more you make, the more you can hold back, which will make you more, or the more you can sell, the more you can buy to keep going. It's a number game, and the longer you do this, the more you will make. It's just numbers, and it's exponential. Because I'll tell you one thing, the enhancer clown, it proved out to be 100% had G-stripe. The very first year, which was 2021, I did 160 grand in animals. This year, one clutch, that was $89,000. Remember the one? I sold the leopard.
Yeah, you sold all of that right away.
16,000. I sold the other ones for 12,500. It's nuts. All from that.
Like most of that clutch.
Male. 2 years later, I made 89,000 off of one clutch off of a male that I bought 2 years ago, and I've already made 160K. It's nuts.
It's amazing.
I have the females, and that male was the perfect fit for the females. So, when you're going to go spend money on a male, make sure you've got the right fucking females, because you're ready for that male. I see guys spending $25,000 on a male and they don't have any females. Oh, I'm just going to make a bunch of triple het combos. Okay. And hopefully in 7 years, you might make your money back, because the purpose of making those triples isn't this. Well, it'd be silly to sell them off. It'd be smarter for you to hold them up back. But when you start making money, you're going to do phenomenal. But I would rather spend $25,000 on a male and next year make $100K because I've had the females already growing up for the last 2 years. That's the way I do it. Either way, you're going to do well, but this is the best way.
Well, not only that, it's like he says, it's a numbers game, right? So if you buy those females that year, right, you also have to imagine that the price is going to drop a little bit in those 2 years while those females are growing. So if you buy the male at the same time as those females and you grow them all up at the same time, well, that male's going to be ready before your females, for one. And you've paid almost double the price for him, or you've paid a couple of $1,000 more for him at that time than you could have paid in, 2 years when those females are almost ready.
Yeah, if you want to get into a gene, say you want to get into monsoon. Okay,
I do.
You can go buy a visual male for $20,000, $25,000, whatever they're worth. And now you got to take that and breed it to all your females. Well, if you were smart, your females that are breeding size, you should already have had a male and her linked to a male because that's your breeding plan, right? So you should already have that. So you don't want to buy a male and now pull females from those groups that are already built properly. Because if you pull one out, now you make it weaker. Okay? So in my opinion, if you have a bunch of females that you don't have males for, then do that. But what I would do, and I do it all the time, just like with my, I just bought a bunch. I bought 3 Ultra Male Clown combos. I have them. You know what? You know why I bought them? Because 2 years ago, I made a bunch of Mojave Clown head Ultra Males. I made a bunch of Clown head Ultra Males. I made a bunch of 2-3 gene double hets. And then last year, I bought a bunch of entry double hets and pastel Clown head Ultra Male. And then this year, I bought 3 males. So when those males are ready, I'm going to be making Ultra Male Clown combos out the Yahoo. Not only that, I can take an Ultra Male Clown and put it to my lavender pied pastel yellow belly female. Now I'm making combo triple hets. Oh, sorry, quad hets. you know, or I can put them to my 4-gene hypo clown and make, you know, 4 gene clown double head hypo ultra male. Like there's no end to it. But I didn't buy the males until I had the females that were already, you know, I get into a thing. I want to get into this, you know, this sort of pairing or this project. I'll make females or I'll buy females for that project, and then I'll find the males a year or so later. If I don't make it, I'll go buy it. And then all I got to do is raise it up. And if the females aren't ready, I can still do some stuff. And then the following year, I got an army and I'm making it in the masses and I'm doing phenomenally well and making exponential money off that investment. So you want to plan. You don't just buy, oh, why'd you buy that animal? Oh, because it's 20 grand and it's rare. Cool. What's your plans? I don't know. Stupidest fucking thing you can do. You know? I know so many people that have these fucking amazing animals and they have no fucking idea what to do with it. Oh, great. Well, I mean, if I spend $20,000 on a male, I've got females that are ready to fucking breed to reproduce it, you know, within the next 6 to 8 months to 12 months. Not only that, I also have other animals that I can put to and make double recessives, triple recessives, you know, combos. You know, I purchase a high-end animal because I'm ready for it, not because I can. You know, you got to be smart and have a plan and go after it. And believe me, people are investing money that you don't have. You want to get it back and grow and stuff. And you know, don't hedge all your bets on one animal, because what happens if he doesn't breed year one? What happens if he stops eating year one? Now you've got an animal that you thought was going to rock your world and is doing nothing for you. Now you're losing. You're falling behind. You know? Taking
right?
You know,
I was watching the video again. This is a great video. I'm like,
yeah, I mean, you know, there's so many ways to do it, and not everybody's capable. Like, you know, like Alex. I mean, she's come a fucking super long way.
mm-hmm.
But if she had another $100,000, I bet you she'd be in a way better position. Anybody would.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like anybody would. But the thing is you've got to work with what you've got and utilize it the best way you can for your holdbacks, for sale, to reinvest, to keep growing. The better and more efficient you do that, the faster when years come, the faster you grow, the better you are, the better your collection gets, the better your odds are, you know? And if you're doing the same thing and 3 years later, you're in the same place, you're doing it all fucking wrong. You're doing it all wrong. You look at me every year. Look at what I post. Look what I've made. Look where I've gone. Look how I've grown. Look, it's always improvement, growth, pushing things to different levels. Wow. Holy moly. Wow. You know, you got to do it right to keep moving forward. If you're not walking up a step every month or every year and moving forward, you're standing still. You're not doing it right. And there's ways to do it. There's ways to cut corners, but you got to do it properly, and you got to understand how to do it. It's a numbers game. You know, you really got to understand the genetics and the power and you know, what you're going to produce, and then the odds of hitting it. And, you know, don't be afraid to throw money at that, at your collection. You know, oh, I'll just wait till next year to hit the male. I hit a female. Shit, I wish it was a male because I'd be so farther ahead. Let me wait till next year. What happens if your female doesn't breed? What happens? What happens if the female, you know, reabsorbs? What happens if she lays slugs? What happens if you fucking breed and you get fucking all females? Guess what? Now you're 2 years behind. You know, you should have, you know, oh, I missed. Shit, I wanted a male. Let me go buy one. Because if you wait next year and it comes, great. You're still another year for it to grow to breed. Where if you bought one the year one, it's ready to breed. And if you do hit it, now you can sell that and make it income, you know, because you have a breeder male. Or you have now two. You have one that's ready to breed and one as a backup. You got to think about what you're doing. You know, it's a business. It's a great hobby. But if you want to fucking turn this into a business, you got to treat it like a business. You got to have forecasting. You got to sit there and know your odds and where you're going and how to diversify. And when shit hits the fan, you got to have a plan B. You know, you really got to understand where you're at, where you're going, how to get there, and overcome problems and, you know, don't try to sit there and make every fucking project you have and, you know, trying to make it, you know, the best you can. You know, you don't want to get into 4,000 different genetics just to have them. If you're not doing it right, you got to use your head. You know, and believe me, I know, because I've done it all. I've done, oh, let me get this. Let me get this. What the fuck? Like, I got no money to, I really need this. Oh, I don't have any money because I bought this stupid thing that's useless to me and that stupid thing. Fuck. Now you got to start fucking fixing the pieces and selling shit and moving shit around. And holy shit, what a waste of time. Trust me, don't do it, guys. You know, have a plan, be smart, conquer small things. You know, I'd rather put out a big fire here than 5,000 small fires, because, you know, you'll never put out 5,000 small fires, but you have a hell of a shot putting out one big motherfucker. You know, utilize time and resources and do it fucking smart. I'm telling you, I've been there. I've been doing this for 20 years with no guidance. I think I think I know what the fuck I'm doing. You know, and the people that I've helped and are on my Patreon and people that even before Patreon that I've helped, they are amazing. Payment plan. You know, I mean, you know, I bred in my basement. I bred for 6 years and didn't know what the fuck I was doing. You know, it's you know, it's I've come a long way. I've earned my things. I've made a lot of mistakes. I've made a lot of bad investments. I've made a lot of bad choices. I've done things so wrong because I listened to the wrong people that didn't have my interest, you know, at heart. They had their own. And, you know, I'm all out about supporting the little guy or giving people shout outs to fucking make sure that they're irrelevant. And only the big breeders in this industry do well. I wasn't a big breeder 10 fucking years ago. Fuck, maybe 5 years ago, I started hitting the scene, you know, where holy shit, in 2017, Justin fucking came out and saw me and did a video. And then holy shit, some of the stuff I was making crazy. And then hit monsoons in 18. Wow, this is nuts. Fuck. And I haven't looked back. It didn't happen overnight. I know what it's like to be on and wanting something. Oh, I wish I could afford that. Fuck. I get it. You know, It takes time. But the less you fuck up, the better you have a plan and follow it and you know, produce and be efficient, the faster your goals will come. And you know, don't give up. You know, you'll have a bad year here or okay year here. Oh, damn, you didn't hit the mail. Oh, too bad. There's next year and the year after. But I'll tell you, you invest properly, you put the time and work in 5 to 10 years, you will fucking thank me and go, holy shit, now I know what he's talking about. Wow. It's a different game. You know, you'll see me next year being bigger and hitting better stuff, and the year after and the year after. You know why? Because I planned for it. I put those animals in my rack to make sure I'm having fucking incredible animals with better odds. I'm putting my future in my own hands by securing it in my rack. The only way that animal is not going to fucking, you know, do what it's supposed to do is because it doesn't eat, it fucking dies, it doesn't breed, or I'm stupid enough to sell it. That's the only way it's not going to happen. But guess what? It happens every year. It's happened every year for 20 years. It's going to happen for another 20. It's just how it is. People think breeding ball pythons is so hard. Not if you know what to do it and when to do it and how to do it. It's fucking easy. The hard part is putting the work in, having the right genetics, doing the right pairings, marketing yourself, dealing with customers, having an awesome rapport and selling experience and dealing with your
social media, you know, putting in the effort and typing and doing shows and messaging people. And that's the hard part, man. That's the hard part.
Social media? Yeah, it's hard. Super hard for us.
It's crazy.
We're lacking on that, but we're trying to get better on that.
Yeah, people want to wait until they've made something or they're, you know, no, man, the time to do social media is fucking today. Show them your journey. Because you know what? If you start taking pictures of your shitty racks and your low-end animals, and then you start learning, and, you know, a year later you look back and go, holy fuck, I can't believe I used to have those racks. Look at my ARS now. Wow. People can see your journey. People can see, like, holy fuck, that guy in a year got racks. Well,
So, as a testament to Gerald here, a friend that used to live in Arizona, he just moved to Texas. Guy that really got me started, I want to say he's still a part of your Patreon, but that's where he started, was yours and MJ's.
Yep.
And he's working the Monsoon project with, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the other genetic. I won't for the sake of his privacy and what he's got upcoming.
Yeah.
But he's got a co-dominant gene that he's putting into the Monsoons. And the only way it started and the way he's done what he's done and blown up his collection in the last 3 years was because of you.
That's awesome.
That's actually where I heard about you. It was 3 years ago. 3 years ago. From a buddy of mine, he was like, you're just getting started. Look into Mutation Creation and MJ, and I haven't looked back since. Like, I've been following you two since the dawn of time. Like, I don't do ball pythons anymore, but I still follow you.
Yep.
Just because you're a fucking legend.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I've done, and there's a lot of things that and one thing I always tell people is, don't let other people push you off your game or what you believe in. I have been cutting eggs with big fucking scissors 13 years. Okay. So I was getting shit for the last 7, 8. There's still people that fucking chirp. Oh my God, big scissors fucking cutting them. They should shut up. They're my eggs, whatever. But there was boards on all those fucking guy in Canada cutting those eggs, telling people they should leave them alone. They're cutting them too early. All the stupid stuff where, when you cut animals, you don't let them come out on their own. They're not good eaters. They don't thrive. He just does it for his views. Okay. Yeah. People that buy animals from me or come over and see and stuff. It's, I actually cut an egg and this was stupid too. I'm glad it happened a couple times live, or on my, when we were filming on YouTube. Yeah. Well, the reason why the babies get tangled in their umbilical cord is because they cut them too early and it freaks them out. So they move around and that's why they die. A couple times I've actually cut an egg. Oh shit. Look guys, fucking see that? That's a twisted umbilical cord. Okay, and let me save it. This is how you save it. And it's like, yeah. So there you go. It happens not because I cut eggs like these stupid fucking uneducated people that think. There it is, dude. This is live. There's no editing in my videos. There you go. So fuck it. It's not what it is. And you think I'd be stupid enough to be doing like, $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 animals, cutting them and making, and then trying to save their lives all the time because I'm fucking with them? Like, I'd be the biggest idiot on the planet. How would I be where I'm at right now if half the animals I was cutting were dying or not eating? Like, that'd be great. Like, it'd be the stupidest thing for me as a businessman to do. And plus, I love the animals. I want the best for the animals. And I truly think I have saved more animals by cutting them than I have. And I used to not cut, or I used to wait until they pip, and I would cut some. Some are dead. Why are they dead? Oh, because they couldn't, I prefer cutting. Okay. I don't promote it. I don't say, oh, if you don't cut, you're an idiot. But I've had most people call me and say, hey, Billy, it's day 62. I incubated 89.5 and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you should have cut earlier, dude. And I would cut, man. They cut. Yeah. They're all fucking dead. They look like they're drowned. They're fully developed. Yeah. And they're like, wow, I'm cutting at day 55 from now on. Well, I said, don't cut on a day. Cut when they feel. If you can grab an egg, and you can feel it, and if you feel it and it's all squishy and you can't feel an animal, don't cut it. But if you go and you feel it, like, I've actually done
it'll flex. The muscles will flex.
I can feel this snake. Let's cut it. And I put it on the table. And then by the time, we get ready, it's like, okay, ready, guys? We're going to do the video. Cool. We go do the video and they've already pipped. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You don't do that here. Let us cut. But you can tell when they're ready. So some days I'd cut at 52. Some days I cut at 49. Some days I cut at 51. It's when I feel comfortable cutting the egg because I know it's ready. It's not on a certain day. But I've had people call me and lose entire clutches. Now, it doesn't happen all the time, but I feel more comfortable. But I've had slack and people hating on me for 12 fucking years about cutting with a big scissors. I didn't stop because you know what? They're my animals. I believe in what I'm doing is right and I feel good. That's why I do it. You see me going on telling people with cutting with razors that they're doing it wrong, or with small scissors, or, oh, you wait until they all pip out on their own. You're an idiot. You should cut. I never do that because you know what? It's not my eggs. It's what they feel comfortable doing. And guess what? Now people are doing my way and they're like, holy fuck, I do feel more comfortable than sticking a razor in and slicing it. Wow. Yeah. Try it and then fucking open up your mouth. And you know what? If you try it, you don't like it, go back to the razor. Go back to letting them pip. They're your eggs, but don't tell me what to do with mine and tell me how I should feel. You should be more comfortable with a razor. Yeah, but I'm not. So fuck off. That's simple. You know what I mean? Like, you know, don't troll me because I ain't trolling you because I got better things to do than trolling you and tell you how to do shit with your fucking eggs.
We don't have fucking time to fucking troll people.
It's nuts, you know? So, you know, I'm used to doing shit, you know, my way. And even working with the freeway back in the day, you know, it's the same as highway, Billy. It's the same. I'm like, no, it's not. It's different. Nope, it's the same. Okay. Well, fuck. Now we know it's not. You know, I didn't listen to them. I didn't sell it out. I kept working with it. I made supers. I made stuff. Showed them as adults. They're not the same. You know, I believed in it, and then I proved it out. And, you know, that's the thing, man. Work with what you like. Don't let people push you off what you like to do. Just don't do anything harmful for the animals. You know, like if I'm cutting eggs and fucking 3 out of every clutch was dying every fucking clutch, then and I kept doing it, I'm a fucking monster. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't think I'd be doing it because I'm not stupid enough to fucking, you know, kill animals and waste my time and money on doing something that I shouldn't be, you know? And look at the community now. The community is basically fucking Gerald. And the community, most people, you know, doing it now, you know, because they've seen it. Imagine me giving up back in the day and people are still slicing with razors nowadays. I just did a different option that I felt comfortable with. And now most people that are doing it feel more comfortable doing it my way. Great. But if I gave up and listened and let, you know, people, oh, they're bullying me, I better do what everybody wants because, you know, I don't feel comfortable, but I don't want to be bullied. Fuck the bullies, you know?
Exactly.
And, yeah.
Exactly.
Now cutting eggs is a fucking thing, you know? And I don't want to be the spokesboy for it, but I mean, I was probably one of the original guys doing it with the big scissors. And it's, you know, and I didn't shy from it. And I took the hate. You know, but you're not going to change me or bullying me out of doing something that I feel comfortable doing and I think is best for my animals. So, you know, do things your way, people.
Absolutely. And no, that's kind of, you know, the relate the two, you know, that's why I want to kind of that's why I'm more going the collector route. A lot of people told me to blah, blah, blah about it, but, you know, out of everything you said, out of all the knowledge that you're spewing, I mean, it is absolute fucking heat. But owning a business at this point just does not interest me.
Yeah, and it shouldn't, right? Like my success and being as big as I am, that's what I want. Just because you do not do what I do doesn't mean you're not successful. You know, my idea of success and what I'm willing to do for that success compared to what you are. You know, some people will never open a business. They just want to work. I know a guy that can do fucking really well with his collection. Like, why the fuck are you still working, bro? But you know what? And he's like, yeah, you know what? I like what I do. This is a side thing for me, and I'm doing well. But I love what my other job. Well, you're an idiot. You should fucking open up a facility and work twice as hard with your. You're stupid. No, that's what he likes. Where other people would be like, fuck, I would love to quit my job to do this full time. Other people, you know. Who's right, who's wrong? If you look at yourself and you feel comfortable and you're happy doing what you're doing and you're in the right place, don't let anybody tell you fucking differently. You know, oh, I only want to have 10 clutches and that's all I want to do. Oh, you're an idiot. You could be much bigger. Yeah, I could also be much smaller. But you know what? This is what I want. Fuck off. That's simple. People should use the word fuck off a lot more. You know what? Hey, guess what? Fuck off. What do you mean?
Fuck off.
For the record, he does have a pair of those giant scissors.
And I did cut eggs with them.
Yeah.
I did a video cutting eggs 3.5 feet away from the egg with scissors that were 3 feet.
Like the big ribbon cutting. Yeah.
Yeah, the big ribbon cutting. Yeah, I cut them. I stood about 3 feet. I stood about 3 feet away. I did it, and I stood back, and I went, perfect.
That's fucking awesome.
Perfect.
That's awesome, right? I was just like, I got to see this video.
Yeah. It was people were like, you're not. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, wow, that's fine. Yeah, guess what? You think these are big scissors? Look at these motherfuckers. Perfectly healthy. Look, guys, like you're crying over these scissors. Look. I mean, people's perception. I mean, I don't want to keep doing that. I did it for once just to prove a point. But new merch coming soon. Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. I think
Everybody's so awesome right now.
But that's the thing with people, man. People think that their fucking opinion matters to me. It don't. You know, I don't. It's funny because who was I talking to today? I was talking to somebody. I think
you didn't shut up.
I think it was Matt Pistone. He came over and I'm like, dude, I don't do what I do to make fucking friends. I don't do what I do to be popular. I do what I do because I fucking love it. You know, some people can't stand me. Oh, well, you think I'm fucking crying going, oh, I really wish they were nicer to me. Fuck, I don't give a fuck. I really don't. You know, it's like Austin's worked for me for over 6 years. 6 years. I work, I go home. That's all I do. I work and go home. Even when I'm at home, I'm working. I'm doing lives. I'm on the phone. I'm doing Patreon. I'm doing something. I'm looking. I'm searching. I'm catching up on book. I'm always doing something. I work and I do that. I have never said, hey, Austin, fuck, what are you doing this weekend? You want to go hang out? Want to go watch the game? Want to go to a game? I've never hung out with them. I don't have friends. I have associates. You know, I do go out and play poker once in a while, you know, where I can hang out with people, but I don't go, hey, guys, let's go to poker together. No, I go, show up. If people are there, cool. That's what I do. I don't have a social life. I go to work. I come home. I chill. You know, if I can go away and have a vacation, that's what I do. But, you know, I don't do what I do to be popular. I don't make videos because I'm trying to impress people. I do it because that's what I do. You know, I'm going to cut the fucking eggs with or without support. Might as well video it. If you like it, watch it. If you don't give a shit. Oh, well, if I watch his videos, he's going to make money on fucking on YouTube. Don't watch it. I mean, I make fucking more money a day selling one fucking snake than I do in a month on fucking YouTube, you fucking idiots. Like, you know, I don't care if people watch. I do it because it's there. If people watch me and follow me and learn from me, fan-fucking-tastic. But I'm real. I show you the good. I show you the bad. I don't edit it because I want to be perfect and make sure fucking, everybody likes stuff. I don't give a fuck. I do this because I like it. You know, if you don't want to be my friend, you don't want to listen to my advice, you don't want to buy an animal from me, that's on you. You know, I'm not begging anybody. I'm always going to be the same person. I have since day one. I don't change my shit. I'll tell you to your face if I don't like you. If I say shit, it's because I mean it. I believe in it. It's my opinion. I stand behind it. If I don't know a question, if I don't know an answer, I'm not going to make it up and try to fucking seem intelligent because you look like more of a fucking idiot when you do. You know, this is what you get, like it or not. I'm not begging people to watch. I don't give a shit if you support me. I would like it because I am fucking, you know, I love supporting the young, the new people. I love giving, you know, advice. I'm here. I've made it. You know, I didn't start off with tons of money. I busted my ass to get here. I failed so many times. I know what the fuck I'm doing. I'll give it to you straight. I'll tell you I don't like Puzzle. I don't like fucking Sunset. I don't like Monarch. Doesn't mean you don't have to. I'm not going to
time out. Hold on. We're gonna do the traditional Levi timeout for a second here.
Okay.
Why don't you like Puzzle?
It just doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't do anything for me, and I prefer Cryptic.
Yeah.
Have you seen a Cryptic clown?
Yes.
No, you haven't, because it's called the Krypton. It's a double head, so it's called the Krypton.
Is it?
Yeah. So a cryptic clown, you can't make a cryptic clown because it's a visual double head. Okay. But have you seen a puzzle? Have you seen a puzzle clown?
Yeah, my buddy just produced them.
Does it make you excited?
I like the way you do that. He was like, hey.
Have you seen a puzzle pied?
No.
Have you seen a puzzle?
It doesn't excite him.
Have you seen a cryptic puzzle? I mean, sorry, a cryptic pied.
No.
It's fucking insane. So,
But I see what he's getting at. Do you see what he's getting at?
To me, it does something. I like what it does, right? So, cryptic and puzzle to me are so similar, but they're so different. You know, I like things like why don't you like mono, Billy? Well, I just don't, because I prefer Ultramel. You know, there's some people that you know, Tony from Hardwired doesn't like clown. people like, I can't believe you don't like it. Well, fuck, I can't, because not everybody likes clown. I know people that can't stand pied. I know people that won't like monsoon. I don't like sunset. Eventually, I'll like some combos with it, but it just doesn't do anything for what I like. It doesn't do anything visually for me. Okay? But doesn't mean I shit on people that, you know, I have somebody that's very close to me that's in my Patreon, and he's got probably $200,000 with the sunset shit. Top of the line crazy stuff, you know? And guess what? He also has puzzle. And you know what? I tell him I don't have to. And he likes something that makes him, what? Jesus. You know?
Gerald,
Okay, I
go
see
to
what you're
bed.
saying about the Krypton. I feel you.
Yeah. So basically, it's just a preference. But you know what? You know, people that had, like I said, this you know, person has so much invested because he loves it. He knows I hate it. We make jokes. He's like, hey, I have a question for you. I know you fucking hate it, you know, but what should I do? Or how should I price it? I can answer that because I know what I would do if I liked it or if I had it. I can give them that invoice. And I do. I want them to do well with it. Don't give a fuck if I like it or not. I know how to make that work. I know what he can do with it. I know how to market it. I know what he's capable of with his collection. I can guide him the right fucking way. Don't have to like it, but I know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know, but I'm not going to sit there and kiss your ass and go, oh yeah, Monarch, and oh, I love it. It's so great. And meanwhile, it's like, didn't he fucking just told me to my face he liked it. Now he's fucking spewing out this other guy he hates it. What a fucking piece of shit. I'm not, yeah. When I say something, I mean it. And I stand behind it. Doesn't mean that everyone else has to, oh my God, I can't work with Monarch and Puzzle because Billy doesn't like it. If you think like that, you're an idiot. You'll never get ahead. You know? And that's just fact.
It's that mental on why I got out of the ball pythons. Like, no offense.
It's like that. It's groupy and clicky. You got to get over that shit, man.
No. It's the fact that I don't enjoy ball pythons the same way. Like, our passions, we meet on snakes. We don't meet on species.
Yep.
Not that I have anything bad to say about ball. Well, I always have something bad to say about ball pythons, but that's just me fucking off. But it's that same concept that you have of like Ultramel versus the other genetics.
Monarch.
It's like me with ball pythons versus boas, right? Like that's why I prefer boas. I like the color paterations more. I like the attitudes more. I like the size more. But I'm not going to knock a ball python breeder. It's like I was saying in a recent podcast. You guys are the fucking trailblazers, man. Fuck you, Eden. I call them pet rocks on a regular basis.
Yeah.
He's like, I've heard it 1,000 times. Shut the fuck up. Anyways, thanks. I just lost my train of thought.
Way to go.
Oh.
You better think of it right now. Get it up.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is everybody is, you know, like if we're in an industry that, you know, and it's not just our industry, it's everything. Like the dog community. Oh, wow. You know, people who have chihuahuas are fucking idiots. Oh, you got to have big fucking like big dogs or, you know, why? You should enjoy the breed, the dog, you know, who gives a fuck if it's this or that or whatever. It's something that the person loves and admires and cares for. So what, I'm not going to fucking like a person that likes chihuahuas or fucking shih tzus or smaller dogs because I like the big dogs. Like I can't be around you. We can't talk about dogs or anything else. We can't socialize or be fucking, you know, in a group and socialize in any way because you like small dogs. I like big dogs. You're a loser. It's just that mentality that's so stupid. You know, we should all get along. We should all learn from each other, you know. And I'm glad people don't have the same fucking taste as me. Because if I am doing everything and everyone's doing the same thing I am, I got more fucking competition. I'm glad there's people working with Monarch instead of fucking Ultramel because now there's less people in the Ultramel game. If everybody in ball pythons had Ultramel, holy fuck. I'd be like, okay, well, I don't want to do Ultramel so much now or only super high-end stuff because everyone's in it. Same thing with Puzzle and Cryptic. I'm glad people work with Sunset because they're putting their money in Sunset instead of Monsoon. you know, or vice versa, or something else. I'm glad everybody isn't just doing what I'm doing, because then the supply is bigger than the fucking demand, you know, or supplying the demand. Now it's like, that sucks. I mean, you know, the demand should always be greater than the supply.
Yeah.
And
Y'all heard it first. Go buy all the ball pythons and stay the fuck away from bows. You heard it from Billy.
Oh my God. Fuck. Jesus.
Tell him, Billy. Go ahead. Tell him. Tell my co-host something. Smack him around. No, I'm joking.
Oh, and real quick.
Yep.
Hutch, you illiterate fuck. You forgot the apostrophe S in that statement.
Yeah.
Are we calling out people now?
Yeah, it's like
spell check, right?
It's like
when you get burned that bad, you
it's like the third insult.
You gotta recover somehow.
Damn, Billy. All right.
Oh, shit.
It's like Billy said. He's like one of us, man.
I love it, bro. I'm not complaining. I love it. I love this. Literally, right now, this is like the best life ever.
Oh, awesome. No, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, people get too wound up on thinking what other people think, trying to, you know, duplicate what they're doing. It's just not cool, you know? And so many people really give a shit what other people think. Like, why do you care what other people think? You know, because if you do that, you'll never do anything for yourself, you know? And, you know, and I've been there. I used to do stuff and go, oh, I better do this and do this. And, you know, oh, he's a bigger breeder than me. I should always make sure that, no, fuck them. Because they're not out for you. They don't give a shit about you. They give a shit about themselves. So, you know, why do you give a fuck about someone that doesn't give a shit about you, what they think? Think about that. Too many people care about what other people think of them. And I get it. Like, you know, you got to have, like, for myself, you know, you got to be professional. You got to do what you got to do. You sort of have to watch what you say, especially on social media. I mean, everything I say, I you know, I feel comfortable saying, I believe in it. But if someone doesn't like or have an, you know, opinion, or don't like how I'm hyper and I'm fucking just always too much for me. Okay. Like, I'm not sitting here begging you to watch me or forcing you. Turn the fucking channel. Don't watch. Like, I'm not going to change to make you fucking happy. This is what I'm like. This is what I do. I'm not on this planet to fucking please you and make you happy. I'm here to fucking please and do myself and be me. And the more people that can do that, and the irrelevant people that like, why do you give a fuck? Why, you know, about somebody that is not going to do anything for you? Why do you care what their opinion is of you? You know, if you really believe in what you're doing and you're happy, and fuck everyone else. I really believe it, you know, and I get it. Peer pressure, and you want to fit in, you know, it's so fucking, you know.
It's like high school again.
Yeah, you feel so much happier being you and doing what you want. And you know what? If you're always out there trying to better yourself and learn more, and don't let anyone knock you off that game, man. Keep moving forward and be positive. And, you know, you have too much to worry about and deal with, and fucking irrelevant people, you know? And I mean, it's sad because there's so many people that get sort of locked in these cliques, and, you know, it's, you know, I get it. I mean, it's always going to be there, and it's just, you know, it's just sad, but people need to really, you know, and I've always been an outsider, you know, pretty much even back in the day being hyper. I was always that fucking guy, you know. Well, shit. Like, I mean, I'm happy where I'm at and what I do. You know, I'm successful, even though I told I wasn't because of my, you know, ADHD and my OCD and everything else. So, fucking cheers.
Yeah, right. That's funny. It's funny.
And I mean, that's the thing too. Some people, you swear too much. Oh, well, I mean, fuck. I mean, I'm serious. That's what you know, sorry, you know, I mean.
Right. Hey, you can cuss anytime here, Billy. Like, I don't.
Yeah, I mean.
So that's another thing me and Levi were talking about.
You should hear us at the facility.
Oh.
Yep. Just like every room, every 2 minutes, a snake striking, something like that. Nah, fuck off.
Ah! You know, I cut myself, or I hit my, yes, it's all, you know. We should
This is funny.
mic the rooms up and everything. Do like a live Twitch feed 24 hours a day.
Oh God, no.
That'd be cool.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that would be cool, Alex.
You don't hear some
Oh man.
shit. That would be awesome.
But what I was gonna say, me and Levi were talking about that, like we were talking about being monetized and whatever, and that people were like, hey, "You gotta watch how you cuss," but like Levi's like, "Fuck that." He's all, "Let's just be who we are."
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, sometimes, I go on a rant and I just, but, it's me. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit there and go, oh, I'm on TV or I'm on a social media. I better be different. And, I don't want to sit there and have these, okay. I can't stop. Oh, can't say this. Okay. Let me think about what I'm saying so that I make everybody fucking happy. No, I fucking go off. I get mad. I get sweaty. My blood boils. I'm fucking, it's real. I'm not going to sit there and if someone says, hey, I need you on a thing and you can't, well, I can't promise that. You want to film it and edit it? Cool. But I can't go live and tell you and give you what I think at the time and, whatever's feeling. I say and spew and do whatever fucking I feel at the time. It's not rehearsed. It's not mimicked. It's not fucking, I got to watch what I say because no, this is what you get. It's real. You don't like it, don't fucking watch. That's it. It's that simple.
The
changing for
thing
anybody.
that we hear the most. Sorry. The thing that we hear the most whenever somebody comes to meet Billy is, wow, you are exactly like you are in your videos. You are exactly how you portray yourself to be. Like, everybody thinks that there's going to be such a big difference when they meet him, as if, like, he hypes himself up for the videos.
I'm going to be nice and calm, and I'll be like, oh my God, come to this room. Come here. Oh my God, look at this. Wow. Yeah, I get fucking, I sweat sometimes talking to people because I'm so excited because I love it, right? And that's the thing, it's happened. Oh my God, you're just like in the videos. Yeah, I don't just become a different person because the camera's on me. I'm the same fucking way 24 hours a day. And that's what I love because I don't have to act. I don't have to worry about this is what you get. You like it or love it. That's it. I don't have to worry okay, how do I answer this nice? Like, no, fuck it there. Boom, bam. Like, that's what you get.
Dude, I love this so much.
Right?
I do.
So
that's exactly like I keep telling Chris. That's exactly what I want to replicate. Is that right there? I'm never going to switch up. I'm not going to.
I mean, there's things that you also, you do have to sort of watch. And there's some things that are like, you know what? Let me just hold back a little. I mean, it's not meant for social media, but I mean, I'll talk to you in person about it. I'll talk to you about it like if the person was there or if it wasn't. I mean, that's not how I don't talk shit behind someone's back and then in front of their face. It's like, oh my God, you're great. No, I mean, this is what I don't like. It's that simple. But I don't know. I mean, everybody, is so worried about what people think or what they do. And you spend more time worrying about that, you're going to go fucking insane. You're not going to enjoy your life or know what the fuck you're doing because you're too busy wondering and worrying about everyone else, what they think. It's so stupid. Stop. Do the pairings you like, breed what you like, grow as fast as you want or as slow as you want. Don't breed, collect, fuck it. But if you want to breed and take it to another level, you need guidance. You need to know what you're doing. There are things to do to get ahead and know what you're doing. But, so it's, it's hobby and business, two different things. And I tell you real, like, hey, guess what? You can do this, but for your goals, it's going to take you 10 years plus. Well, how do I do it in 3? Well, you're going to have to do this, and you're going to need this much money. It's not just like, oh, I really want this and it's going to happen, right? Well, it can, but it all depends. Like, if you think you're going to keep buying $1,000 males to breed and be in business in 5 years, that's full time. It's not going to happen unless you have 10,000 fucking bearings and you're moving quantity over quantity. That's just reality. And if you don't like it, I'll tell you, I told you so 5 years later when you've wasted your time. And then when you really want to get serious, you're 5 years behind, but I'll help you out and listen to me. And in 3 years, you'll see what I fucking meant. And you're going to see, you wish you listened to me 5 years earlier. That's just reality. I don't sugarcoat it. I tell you what it is. And, you know, I don't have all the answers. I don't have all the advice, but I got a lot of it to fucking guide you the right way. So.
That's funny. People are funny. Oh my God.
That's okay. Dude, my phone goes on to like bedtime mode at 10 p.m. So my screen has been black and gray for the last 2.5 hours. And like notifications off and everything. And my screen's been dimmed for the last 2 hours. My phone keeps shooting me a reminder every hour going, it's 2 hours past your bedtime.
I know we all got like work and everything tomorrow and everything. So I'm going to make this the last question.
Cool.
And I know Alex is tired and everything, but what would you give this community, like one positive message to give this community, and what would it be?
This whole goddamn live?
Yeah, but
Go ahead.
like for anybody else watching this.
Fucking do what makes you happy.
Yeah, I mean, he is right. Sort of like there's a lot of pieces of this live that people can take and, you know, really, you know, put in their arsenal and different pieces of advice. But I don't know. I mean, you know, there's a lot of shit that you see, a lot of scammers. There's a lot of crap that's going on in the community. One thing that no one ever really talks about is, you know, oh, I'm the victim. Oh, this guy fucked me. Oh, I got burned by this guy. This guy scammed me. Oh, this guy fucking did this. This guy did that. I think the sellers or the buyers should take a little bit of you know, a little bit of heat on them too, because you know, resumed in one word. Fuck. Oh shit. So guilty. You know. You know, there's a lot of people that get burnt and scammed. And it's like, how did you not fucking see that as a red flag? Like, you know, like, I'm sorry. Yeah, you got scammed, but you're a moron. Like, I feel like saying that to people. Like, you know, wow, you know, hey, I got a bridge to sell you. Like, you know, like it's holy moly. And these scammers are using other people's pictures. You got to look at their Instagram and, you know, people are messaging you. Hey, how you doing? You want to buy a snake for me? It's regularly $5,000. I'll give it to you for $2,000. Oh, really? What is it? Here's a picture. Oh my God. Yeah, I'll send it. Where do I send it to? You know, like Steve at fucking blah, 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 blah. Or they try to be a company name, you know, and they're like, send it to like, you know, Susan that. Okay, well, why am I sending it to Susan? You're supposed to be like Justin Kabilka. Why am I sending it to us? Who the fuck Susan? Oh, it's I had so much money come in the last thing. They froze my account, so have to use my sister's account. Like, oh, okay, I'll run to the bank right now. Like, are you fucked? You know, like Justin's gonna have time, or that he needs to actually go and randomly message people to buy his snakes. Like, are you fucking stupid? Like, come on. Like, I can't even answer my fucking emails when people are fucking going on Morph Market saying, hey, Billy, I'm really interested in how much shipping to this. Here's the state I live in. You know, I can't even answer my own fucking sales. Never mind, do I have time to go on here and randomly go to fucking people on Instagram and try to sell fucking animals that, you know, like, come on.
At a massive discount. And like, that's the other big red flag, right? Is that these things are being offered at a massive discount. Like, it's an unbelievable freaking price because it's not real.
You know, you really got to look. You know, didn't I had a guy call me up last week, and it's like, hey, and I'm like, you know what? That's funny. What animal is he selling you? He's like, oh, he's trying to sell me a VPI clown. I'm like, cool. Well, I'm Instagramming him back now, just stringing him along. Because I'm trying to see, he's got a bunch of, you know, sunset clowns, which if he knew, I fucking don't even like. But he's messaging me, hey, I know I have an animal that you like. I heard, you know, sunset clown would be great for you. I'm like, wow, how much are they? $2,500 each. I'm like, oh, that's not bad since they're worth $40,000 a piece. But $2,500, yeah. How many do you got? You have any males? No, only a female. Oh, you don't have any more? Nope, just the one. I'm like, damn, I would have bought 10 of them at that price. You know, I'm stringing the guy along. Meanwhile, he's, you know, this other guy. I'm like, guy, it's a scammer. You know, it's definitely a scammer, you know.
And the guy on the phone was trying to convince Billy that he was going to buy this. Like he was
like, no,
still convinced that he wanted to buy it.
It's not going to work. It's not real. It's not, you know, people, especially high-end snakes, people do not message random people to try to buy it. You put it up on Morph Market and it will sell in fucking 20 minutes. That's how it works.
That's true. That's true.
It's that easy. You know, watch the red flags. Like, I don't want to see anybody get burned. But if you're going to be an easy fucking target and have all these fucking red flags and you want to close your eyes and keep fucking doing it, it looks good on you. Now you're smarting the fuck up and it won't happen again. And the less fucking people that get scammed or don't have their own due diligence or don't look at the red flags, the less these fuckers they're going to have to be smarter and way better to get your money, you know? So just stop being scammed because, you know, a lot of people are working with money they don't have, and that money that they did lose, you know, could have really helped them in their projects and move forward. And, you know, you really need positivity. And, you know, if you're failing 80% of the time, and I've been there, it's not fun. It's hard to keep going again, and you fail again, and you fail again. Fuck it. Why am I doing this? I'm not even fun. I'm losing. I'm fucking, this sucks. You know, you lose the passion, and what I have now and the passion and what I've done is incredible. I've suffered for 4, 5, 6 years, and it sucked. If I gave up any one of those years, I would not be here today. I'm glad I didn't give up, you know, and you know, I didn't give up because I didn't have the sources like now. For people to give up now after a year with the fucking resources out there, you just don't give a shit about you, or you didn't want this bad enough, because man, the info, the knowledge, the market's 10 times stronger, if not 100 times stronger. The community, the animals, wow. If you fail now, you just didn't fucking put the work in. You know, you just didn't give a shit. You didn't want it bad enough. A 1,000,000%. You know, it's so easy to do what we're doing now. And people are telling you and showing you, and the market's great. And it's just awesome. You just got to believe in yourself, put the work, spend the money, invest, and do it right. That's it in a nutshell, you know, and put the time in. It's worth it. Nothing that comes fast is worth it. Like, you know, and you're talking to somebody that's put fucking many, many years in, and I'm going to put many, many more in. And I guarantee in 5 years, I'm going to be in a way better position than I am today. You know why? Because that's what I want, and that's how I set myself up. You know, I have a plan for 5 years, and I got plans in between, and I, you know, it doesn't mean that they're going to happen year after year, but at least I have, you know, a goal, and here's steps to get to that goal. Sometimes they come fast. Sometimes I go off, but I know where I'm going. I'm not wandering around fucking aimlessly with no direction. I have one, you know. So.
Yeah, I feel that, Billy, because like I've had some rough years and I wanted to quit. So I'm still here. So thank God. Yeah,
I mean, I get it, man. Sometimes people, I mean, enough's enough, and I get it. But
yep.
You know, if you want shit bad enough, and you know, it's worth it because you enjoy the animals, you enjoy the learning, you enjoy the community, you enjoy growing, and you know, when you stop, you lose. You know. But not everybody can push themselves and get over it. And there's other things that get in the way, life and stuff. And, you know, there's a lot of shit that people deal with that we all take for granted and don't even realize. Like, you know, there's people with, illnesses, mental illnesses. They get into, you know, family issues. They've got, you know, life problems. You know, some people can only take a certain amount. And I get it, you know. Not everybody's meant for success. Not everybody's meant to do this, you know. But, you know, if you stick it out and you do hit success, it's worth every fucking ounce and hardship and bullshit and stress. And, you know, believe me, like what I've gone through to what I have now, fuck, I would do twice as much harder if I knew this was the end game, you know. Thank God I didn't have to do it twice as hard. You know, it was hard enough already, but it definitely worth it, you know. I'm glad I stuck around. I'm glad I'm still learning. I'm glad I still love what I do. I'm glad I can inspire people. I'm glad I can do and be a voice and, you know, give my opinion and help people and, you know, and keep growing as I do. And, you know, it's awesome. It's awesome knowing that people can benefit from me and learn. And it's such a great feeling. You know, there's nothing like it.
Hell yeah, thanks. I mean, thanks for all of this, Billy and Alex.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. This has been absolutely incredible. Like,
everybody's all thanks for this.
Well, I think, you know what? I think the best part about this fucking whole live is. What do you think the best part of this whole live is? Alex, go ahead.
Best part of this whole live has, I don't know, this whole discussion has been amazing.
What about Chris? I'll give you the answer right now. And many people said it in the chat. Levi hasn't talked fucking much. Yeah. I just had to throw that out there, Levi.
I really haven't, though.
Yeah, that's what everyone says. It's like, wow, you know what? Holy shit, Levi doesn't talk. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, man. I just fucking, I just can't shut up half the time. That's the thing. I love this. I just talk back and,
And no lie, I'm just, like, you're talking and I'm just trying to absorb it all in. But, like, Gerald made a comment earlier, like, you and Alex are really cool. I was like, yeah, like, Billy used to jump on my kids' live and it was like, these are the future. Like, he literally put a message in there with, like...
I used to do that quite a bit, but now I'm not on, you know, but I did jump on somebody's a couple times, and it's awesome. Yeah, but I mean, you know, I've done that like once in a while. I used to do that almost all the time because I was in charge of my own social media. So I'd be on it all the time, and almost every, you know, 3-4 times a week, I'd pop in for a live here and there. And, you know, now I'm not on it as much. So it sort of sucks because, you know, I like popping in when I have time. It's just lately, like, my time management, and we've just been so damn busy that I don't really get on as much. But I like, if I can pop in for a little bit, I do, and I just shoot the shit, you know, because it inspires people. Go, holy fuck, really? Is this Billy? I'm like, yeah, it is. It's like, oh my God, it's so awesome. I'm like, I'm glad I can do that just by giving 5, 10, 15 minutes of my time. And guess what? I'm on there learning about someone, ball pythons and this, and it's amazing that I can, you know, give people, you know, that feeling of what I do, you know, and just to pop on. I mean, it's awesome, you know. It's amazing that I can give that sort of, you know, feeling to people just by showing up or giving a shout out, something that just, you know, is something so easy to do, and I wish more people would do it. So.
I mean, you coming on this live, me and Chris were losing our shit, man.
Yeah, I was sweating. I was nervous, like,
why?
Because I was excited at the same time, but I didn't want to be all like,
oh my God. Yeah, like, the thing is like, you know, I'm just like everyone else. I'm just normal. I'm hyper. I'm this. I'm crazy. I'm fucking impatient. I'm lunatic sometimes. You know, I'm just somebody that loves doing what he does, and, you know, I don't hide behind anything. I just basically, here's what I am. Here's what you get. Love me or hate me. That's it. You know, I don't do this to, you know, I breed ball pythons because I love it, and I do it to make money, to support my facility and my future and stuff like that. I don't do YouTube and stuff to make money, and I just throw it out there. What you see is what you get. You know, sometimes I make stupid mistakes, and it's sort of funny because that's real. Like, you know, there's some people that have never said the wrong word, never made a mistake. Wow, that's awesome. But you meet them in person, fucking all they do is shit, man. You know, maybe you should edit yourself before you come over and talk to me, because I can't fucking understand a word you're saying. You know, so, you know, there's so many people that are fucking different on and off camera. Like, you see them and you meet them, and it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, I'd rather deal with the guy on the camera because you're lame, you know? Like, hey.
I'm like, what you preach is what we preach. Like, this is what you get.
Yeah. And you know what? I mean, you know, if people are fucking that stupid to sit there and force themselves to watch something they don't want, then you've got more problems than you thought, you know? You know, it's silly. So, it's you know, I don't get it. Some people are, you know, some people leave comments on my thing. I can't believe this and that. Blah blah. Like, I didn't force you to watch this shit. You know.
Right? I didn't sit there and tell you like, hey, you got to watch this. No.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you know what's so simple? Oh, I don't like this. Swipe left or fucking click on to the next episode. You know, or the next, like, you know, it's amazing. Like, if you put a channel on and there's ballet on it, you don't want to watch ballet. You sit there and hit the button for another channel, or you sit there and, oh my God, I gotta watch this. Oh fuck, I hate ballet. Well, why hit the fucking changer to another channel? People are so stupid. Like, do I really gotta tell you that's how you, like, people are idiots, you know? Anyways.
So I got one last question.
Yeah, go ahead.
And it has nothing to do with reptiles.
Okay, cool.
Do you guys watch hockey?
I do all the time, yeah. My Leafs played tonight.
Okay, so the Leafs are your team?
Yeah, Leafs are my team. If I had to go with another team, you know, I like Tampa. And
no, stop right there. No, we're gonna stick with the Leaves.
Yeah, Leafs.
Montreal Canadiens.
No.
Yeah.
I'm from Montreal.
Remember, she just said that.
But yeah, I mean, I like watching sports in general. So I just appreciate the game, you know, all sports, football, basketball, baseball. You know, if it's a good game, I mean, I have my teams. I'm Toronto and everything all the way. But you know, my NFL team's the Packers, but there's a couple other. I enjoy watching football. I like the Bills, the way they're playing, and the quarterback. And there's certain players that fucking wow. I mean, it's awesome. I enjoy good competition. I enjoy people putting it. You know, they're all in, and you know, it's enjoyable. You know, I like watching it for the sport, but I do have some favorite teams. But there are some teams that I just cannot stand, and players I just cannot stand. You know, but
what
I think
teams can't you stand?
Well, you know, I've always hated New England for, you know, football. The Patriots. I hated Brady. I don't like the Tampa Bay Bucks now because he's on it. I just don't.
Okay.
So.
See, I'm not a Cowboys fan either, so don't worry. Even though I live in Texas.
It used to be a long time ago, you know, but it's just there's nothing. But I mean, they're doing a lot better this year than they have, you know. They
don't play nobody though. The only team they're playing is the Eagles, who are undefeated, and that's about it.
Correct. I mean, I hope it's a good game, right? Like, to me, I have no stake in either. But if it's a great fucking game, and if you know, the Eagles are doing awesome, and if you know, Dallas, you know, has a good game and they win, then they fucking deserve it because they're playing, like you said, a decent team, right? So, you know, if there's a team where, you know, the Eagles fumble or throw 6 interceptions, it'd be like, fuck, you know, Dallas doesn't deserve to win because they fucking gave them the game, you know, or the field goal kicker misses fucking 3 field goals. It's like, oh my God, Dallas wins by 4 points. Like, what the fuck? Like, the goddamn, you know, they shouldn't have won. It's just, you know, so, but if they go in and they play a good game and it's great offense, great defense, then and then, you know, I'm happy for them to win. I just want to, I like the best team that puts the most effort in, and the, you know, they deserve to win, whether I like them or not. Like, it's just, you know, it's like ball pythons, man. Like, you know, in any business, you put the work in, and you know, you earn it, and it good things should come to you, you know. And I'll guarantee you put more work and time and effort and money and you know, stuff into your business and yourself and your collection. I guarantee you'll do better that somebody that has better shit than you that does nothing. I guarantee that, you know. You know, Absolutely. You're in a better position being better and trying, and it's like anything else. Like, you know, the person who wants it more usually wins, you know, 9 times out of 10. So.
Well, how do you relate that to the Leafs in the first round of the playoffs?
I mean, what about the fucking Blue Jays? The Blue Jays, fucking, they lose 4-0. Next game, they're winning 8-1. Pull the best pitcher they have, and we lose 9-8. What the fuck is going on? in 2 like, wow, like, come on. Yeah, you know. I didn't say Toronto was like the fucking mecca for fucking, like, you know, fanism. It's like, yeah, it's the best team ever. Like, they haven't won in 500 years. Yeah, might not win another 500, but I still love them. I bleed blue, you know.
Yeah, you guys got my
Leafs
boy
losers
Austin
even after
Matthews
40
over there.
seasons.
Yep. Yeah,
Like
so
everybody's all Philly's all riled up. You got them riled up, Levi?
Fuck
That's
yeah.
awesome.
I love it.
but no, man, thanks for having me on. I mean, it's awesome. And,
Yeah,
and
appreciate you. I appreciate Billy. I appreciate y'all, Alex, for coming on from Chromaflux, Billy for Mutation Creation, my co-host Levi from FTL Reptiles, and I also got to shout out the sponsors of For This Live, which are Bryce Critters, Eden's Den, Baby Jesse's Reptile World, and Aloha's Creations. I appreciate you guys very much. And we out of here, guys.
later, everyone.
See ya.